Hello, everyone. I am Michael Huber, and we are Easy Allies, and it is time for another podcast. Let us go. We got Daniel Bloodworth.
Hello, jet setting over here.
Jet setter Bloodworth. We got Michael Damiani.
Hey, I gotta hope the new pair of blue light glasses come tomorrow because these are too tight right here.
Oh,
so
sucks.
they're really but I need them. But
Yeah.
You look
oh,
great.
it's just, after
look really good,
20
Damian.
minutes, the pressure on here is
It's intense.
It's like Clark Kent over here.
Yeah.
No, that's like my thing with the PSVR, or
Yeah,
PSVR 2 rather, to where it's like, no, it's for me, it's like kind of the back of my head where the strap gets on. Where it's like, it's like I need to tighten it so that it does it stays in focus, but then after 10, 15 minutes, it's like my head is throbbing.
You need an aftermarket headset for all of these VR things.
Oh, head strap? Yeah, probably.
Damiani, that was a good Yankees win over the Padres. I really appreciate that.
The extra innings again.
Yeah.
Helping.
I appreciated it. In the control room, making it all happen, we got Isla Hink.
Hi.
And right behind there is Gabby Montoot.
I'm a place.
Yeah, Donna's out
Right
of town.
behind there.
Right behind there, yes.
Right behind that.
Isle of the place.
Yeah, Donna's out of town, so we got no
Don
Don.
gone.
And no Dawn, of course. We got a little bit of a throwback type episode, as most of what we've been playing this week are games we can't talk about yet. The good news is that our Doom, the Dark Ages impressions will be up before most of you see this podcast. So
Yeah.
be excited about that. Also, Bloodworth was delayed in Montreal. Isla's been getting migraines. I'm nauseous, by the way. I don't even think you realize I'm nauseous.
Right. Yeah, no,
Dawn's
yeah.
not
Blood
here.
doesn't realize.
I didn't realize when I wrote this last night that people would be nauseous on the desk.
Precog. Minority Report.
He's got the
Precog.
psychic milk. He's in the psychic milk. Maybe if you drank water and ate food, you'd be less fucking nauseous all the time. Stop drinking just Modelo.
This week's topics. We got topics. Oh, jeez.
Thank God.
It happened.
Topics,
happened.
we got them.
Hope sometimes is not enough. For GTA 6 has been delayed. It got delayed. The insiders knew. I wanted to believe. I wanted to believe otherwise, but alas, it is a year away. But we did get a trailer, which we will be talking about imminently. We also reacted to Mafia, the Old Country at PAX today, hosted by Greg Miller. That was super jolly. We have Gears of War Reloaded coming to PlayStation, multiplayer intact. That's super cool. Ecco, the Dolphin remasters. Seriously,
what a world.
I've only I think I've played the first 10 minutes of this game 100 times.
You get past that.
It was the game when you went over to anyone had a Genesis and they would have it, and it's like, what's this game? Oh, cool. Okay, where's Sonic the Hedgehog now? Where's Mortal Kombat?
I owned this game. I didn't even realize there was more to it.
I love how we're talking about the topics in the preview of what the topics will be.
This is how it is, Vlad.
Absolutely.
You know what they need to remaster
prologue.
for Echo the Dolphin? Just put an up arrow next to
Yes.
that reef you can jump. That'll fix the whole game.
You're
you know
so
there's
right.
aliens in that fucking game? Nobody knows about the aliens
I mean,
because
it's
no one got
basically
there.
the first thing you see, but yeah, okay.
I don't
Listen,
remember.
Blood.
I don't remember. I'm with you. I don't remember that shit. And last, but certainly not least, Nintendo financial report highlights.
Those
check
registered
those-
interest emails are starting to go out.
Check those Mario Kart sales. Seriously.
Hey,
I mean, I will be checking the Mario Kart sales. It's pretty ridiculous still.
Oh, I can't wait to get to it, Huber. We have some fun.
Hell yeah, I'm very excited. All right, you know where we're starting. Here we frickin' go. Our Lord and Savior, Grand Theft Auto 6. Trailer number 2. But first they delayed it. And I was anticipating... I think when they delayed it, and they didn't show a trailer or anything, I was a little nervous. I was concerned. But then a day or so later, they were like, okay, here's actually...
They delayed on Friday.
Yeah.
Right after we shot the podcast.
Exactly.
No thoughts about us.
And all weekend was...
And then, the trailer dropped, I think, Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tuesday.
With a firm date of May 26th, 2026. That is pretty far away.
Huber, it's so far away that when I saw May 26th, my brain did not register the year.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, oh, that's faster than we thought it would be. And then I looked again. I'm like, oh, next year.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
I did that too. It's like,
Devastating.
oh wow, that's quick.
Devastating. I would love to get y'all's thoughts about this trailer. What do you think, Blood?
About the trailer.
Yeah.
I have to see the trailer. Because, again, I was out when this thing dropped and traveling all over the place.
So,
go for it, Damiani.
yeah.
Watch.
So, this is the perfect time to push back a little bit on Huber. So, Huber,
Yeah.
during your reactions, you said this was a 10 out of 10 trailer.
Yeah, I love it. I can't be
And
trusted.
now
I love this trailer.
I will say, it definitely showed off the things you want to see from a Grand Theft Auto trailer.
Yeah.
Also, like the technical showpiece of it.
Yeah.
Again, forgot about it because it's so long between the two whole trailers they've given us. Original trailer even said captured on PS5, I believe, as well. People were pointing that out. That hey, why are you guys so surprised? But like, it's just looks so good running on that base PS5. And I saw Digital Foundry broke it down and said like, here's like how impressive it is just running on that. So like, it looked amazing from that. But like, of all the Grand Theft Auto, like, I guess, let me rephrase it. Multiple trailers can be a 10 out of 10, Huber. Yeah. Multiple trailers can be 10 out of 10, but was this the best GTA trailer for you, Huber? I guess that's where I'm like at, because I feel like maybe that would like bring it slightly below a 10, like a 9.9 out of 10 for you.
Maybe not the best trailer I've ever seen from them, but it did what it needed to do, and that is get me hyped as fuck for the next year while we wait. Because that first trailer with Tom Petty fed me for a year. Like, legit. We didn't see anything for over a year from them, and all we had was that trailer, and I would just run it back all the time watching that thing. And that sustained me, Damiani. This trailer also has that healing property, that energy that it just gives me to comb through, because there's so many little details in this trailer. It is just jam.
You kept wanting me to like do your comparisons or whatever for being a Florida man.
Yeah.
This first scene, like this actually does look someplace familiar. Like it legit looks like a place I would be back home.
Yeah.
I
I love the pace. I love the music. I love all the little shots we saw, theorizing about the little gameplay elements, right? Lifting weights on the beach. Is weightlifting back from San Andreas? Robbing the safe, like Fast 5, Damiani. I kept thinking of Fast and the Furious 5. Like,
exactly. It was a nod.
Yeah. Totally a nod. Her like in the plane, like taking someone out, and like you see the city below them. Freaking Mission Impossible vibes. Like, there's just it's jam-packed with so many details. Like, every frame I just want to stare at and dissect. And this year more of hype, I know it can be painful for some, but to me, it's so fun. It's just so fun and exciting, like waiting for this game. I've never had so much fun waiting for a game, as insane as that sounds. Maybe that's because there are so many games to play currently, and always, that like I'll always find something to keep me busy. So just for the next year, I can just enjoy these trailers and the slow info that keeps trickling out, if it even does.
Yeah, I guess obviously looked really good. Showed a lot of character wise.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Showing you
very
and how much
I am so invested in them, and we haven't even played this game, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think they did a really good job with that focus. Also, like that, just the website they had where you can like, extra information, just like how nice it was presented and fit like the style and the aesthetic they're going for. Like it didn't feel detached from it. I know a lot of games do a good job with that, but also it was just like really nice. Like those touches go a long way of getting people like excited. But also, like the sheer numbers, man. It's like the fastest or biggest video media debut
it's done like
ever.
half a billion
biggest game all time. Biggest game all time.
Coming for like everything. Coming from like what are like the big ones like Gangnam Style and like they're coming from all. It's like get out of the way, billion views. We're going for 1 trillion.
The trailer was just so fun, man. That too. Why I say it's a 10 out of 10, Damiani, because it just made me forget about the year delay as well. Like I just really like sure I will eat Rockstar's crumbs, you know what I mean? But like this trailer just hit. It hit for me. Obviously, the Pointer Sisters are hitting.
Right.
Friggin' out of control.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, they've been climbing the charts now since this went out. So here, it's interesting because it's like, you know, this trailer doesn't make me as crazy excited as it makes you or anything like that. But, it's very, like you're saying, it's character focused, it's cutscene focused. So, like, you get some, like, gameplay adjacent things, but you don't really see what it's like to walk around at all, right? Like everything here is a cutscene one way or another.
They did say there's like a little bit of gameplay with like walking in the doors, and stuff. Right. Like,
but I think for the cutscenes, I think the thing is that like the animation and modeling and materials and stuff are like so well done that you can actually like practically almost forget that it's a video game.
I know,
it's like it is, like it all just feels very natural and fluid and expressive, and like just these little interactions and things.
And just how and I know I'm not alone.
The guy waving his finger at the bar.
Yeah, I know I'm not alone. When we have had 2 trailers now, and it's like, dude, the internet, we are obsessed with these 2 characters again after just 2 little trailers, and now how like invested we are in them. Obviously we don't know the final product, but like I think that is a big win from these trailers, is really focusing on their dynamic together and really hyping up these characters before we get into the open world and the gameplay and the shooting and the stealing and the loot, all that stuff. It's like, no, the foundation of this game is Jason and Lucia. So
dude, the bubbles in the freaking beer bottle.
I know, it's insane.
It's
ridiculous.
I know Half-Life, Alex did a little bit of that stuff too. That was pretty crazy, but
Gabby, what do you think? I remember Gabby said there's going to be a picking up trash minigame like when your Lucia comes home there.
In a way, that's kind of funny to think about, that like if you want to get your 1 level down, just like go do some community service, pick some trash.
What do you think, Gabby?
I don't remember how to cut to myself, but 6. Just kidding. I won't cut to myself. It doesn't matter. I am so pumped for this. I loved this trailer. I loved that we're playing as... Oh, yay. We're playing as these kind of underdogs. Like, Lucia's fresh out of prison.
Yeah.
And is doing community service.
Totally. Jason is like staying at this guy's house, basically, or property.
It says on the website, and he's like, doing these various chores and tasks so he can maintain, his place, his apartment. And I think it's so cool to kind of take the risk of having us play as a couple, because that means there's probably not going to be any like other romance stuff. I mean, maybe there is.
Yeah. Didn't even think about that.
That's tough, but also like, you can't like, fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Let's go.
There won't be romance stuff, and if there is, it'll be really complex, and you'll have to kind of like deal with that emotionally.
Yeah. Because Rockstar is no stranger to having some minor changes in their stories, for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like giving the player a little bit of choice to kind of change the story. GTA 5 and Red Dead 2, they have some pretty branching paths there. They're not a ton of them, but it does branch, and you have the option to kind of, change it, which is cool.
Yeah, totally.
So I didn't even think about that stuff, Gabby, how that'll work in this game for sure.
And you have someone who's like inherently on your side, it's not like an uneasy alliance like it is in 5.
Totally.
Or even in Red Dead 2, because you are, even though you're like a family, quote unquote, you are all criminals.
Yeah.
You kind of turn on each other at any moment. And like that may happen in this game.
Yeah.
But at least for, the first few acts of this game, you're going to have someone who's got your back.
Your loved one, the strongest bond possible.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Love this trailer. Any other thoughts? Isla, what do you think?
I'm kind of obsessed with the clothing in this trailer.
It's
honestly.
insane,
I keep
dude.
looking at like the way the clothes moves. Yeah.
Good fashion, yeah.
How about you, Isla? What do you think?
I liked it.
Good music.
I mean, I love the Pointer Sisters.
Good energy.
Great energy, good energy. Real, like, insane vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Much has been made of the boobs and butts.
Boobs and butts.
Lots of physics going on.
Boobs, butts, and abs.
Real,
for sure.
Well, that's the thing. Like
cloth and
physics on
outfits.
like his body too. Like there's muscle
Realistic body
movement
physics.
happening
Yeah,
under
yeah.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not just for the girls anymore. We get body physics on fucking everybody. I love that. Equal opportunity jiggle. No, I think it looks incredible. The engine is insane.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Like, my God. And I think that I'm excited for checking it out. I'm hoping that, because like the missions and stuff in 5 weren't super interesting to me. I liked, the dicking around, but I didn't really care otherwise.
Sure.
So it'd be interesting. I'm curious to find out if I will be grabbed by the story.
Yeah.
And I think, there's a great chance I will be. I loved Red Dead.
Hell yeah.
1 and 2. So, yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'm excited about just the setting and the vibes and, like, I mean, it's cliche and, like, whatever. I'm going to say it, but, like, I'm glad you can play as a woman finally. Also, she looks great.
She looks so awesome.
So cool. Like, everything looks so cool. And, yeah, the Bonnie and Clyde vibe.
Yeah.
Like, I imagine they'll... we're all kind of just assuming that that's sort of what it is. I'm interested to see what kind of like twists and turns they put on that, or like if they just play it according to Hoyle or what. But yeah, I don't know. It looks sick. Shout out to the jet skis.
Oh my God!
Shout out to Bobby Moynihan.
Shout out to that bar.
Shout out to this bar.
Shout out to the Manatees jersey.
The house too. I hope you can like upgrade your house.
I mean, different houses.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure you're going to move on up. Also, just like, I really appreciate the diversity of the cast that they're showing here.
Like every person is here. Yeah.
And also just like everyone, like there's different body shapes.
Mm-hmm.
There's different, people of all races and walks of life, and like, just like fashion choices and
well, yeah.
vibes
I mean, it's the
and
thing. It's
styles
like,
and, it's
there's
just
a lot
awesome.
of these people. I mean, these is like, you just feel like people that be in Miami.
Right,
right. Just in general.
It's
Big city.
reflective of real goddamn life.
That's
which
really a
I
dual
appreciate.
Shark 4 right
like
there.
even just like, something, again, like I just take for granted. They're like these dudes in these giant trucks on the highway. And like, you don't get those stupid giant trucks all over the place. Like, it's not every part of the country has that,
Yeah.
Wisconsin does, I'll tell you that.
God,
Yeah,
I
no
just
babies
realized.
and children.
I just
So
realized
far.
when he jumps into the car and she's driving, she like just kind of looks back, but she's like so serious and focused. It's so sick.
I love it, yeah.
God.
She seems cool. Like,
There's-
she seems like she might be the more, like, kind of focused one.
Oh
Yeah,
my God.
she's a hard bitch, yeah.
It's so good. All right, I love it.
Did you get to go through? I know that you're saying that like the other day you didn't really dig super deep into all those screenshots. Did you go back and
We
look at those
reacted
more?
to the website for 30 straight minutes. What are you talking about?
They did release a bunch of
I think they went pretty
screenshots
deep into it
as well. They all looked really good. I mean, yeah.
But
the
cannot wait to see what train versus vehicle videos come out of that.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh yeah, updated ones. Cannot wait.
Yeah. Any other closing thoughts on GTA friggin' 6 getting delayed and dropping a trailer?
Well, Damiani had a thing that he wanted to dig in there. I put it
Yeah.
up there for you.
I mean, the last thing I'll say is like again, I love the scope of Grand Theft Auto games. Obviously, people like Hubert love the story and love the characters, and everyone has their taste on that. There has been like a rocky history of the game launching in like, not the greatest state in general. Also, the gameplay has been rightfully, in my opinion, criticized over time as getting a little bit of a hand wave pass because of the scope of these games being so ambitious. It's like, look how many different types of gameplay things are doing in it. How do you expect everything to be perfect and awesome? So I am very curious about if it's going to be par for the course again, or if this extra time between 5 and 6, they really wanted to we're looking for another place to shoot higher. We want people to be wowed by every aspect of this game, and that'd be so
I think that's
impressive,
fair, right? Because it's like, there was a time when, GTA 3, GTA 4 was like, oh, we've never seen anything like this before. We've never seen anything like this before, right? And so it's like, the freedom to do whatever and go wherever and pick up whatever car you want, kind of outweighed, some of the control aspects of things. Now
driving's always amazing.
We've had Watch Dogs, we've had Assassin's Creed, we've had Ghost of Tsushima, we've had like a billion different open world things that like
driving is a 10 out of 10 in these games for me. I'll die on that Midnight Club.
We've had Forza Horizon 5. There are so many other examples of like really great open worlds that like Damiani is saying, is like, they really do need to like make sure that their core gameplay is as solid as the attention to detail that they're putting into the environments and everything.
Yeah. I'm just thinking of Red Dead. Like, I know it was an acquired taste for some because you move super heavy and there's a lot of just intricate kind of button presses, like press this, then press this kind of stuff.
Yep.
Even
by accident.
To this day, I accidentally shoot people dead in Red Dead 2. Still, like, it happens. I still think over the course of an entire playthrough, that game still controls really well, like better than I remember last time I played it. But I will say, the shooting side of GTA, I will concede, is not best in class, but I feel like 6 can absolutely be.
Yeah, it can be. It's just a matter of, will it be? You know? Because
driving, I'm not concerned at all. 10 out of 10. GTA 5 driving, dude, 10 out of 10. So good. So good. Dude, when's the last time we booted up Midnight Club? How long has it been?
It hasn't been as long as forever ago. I think it was probably 2020.
Yeah.
I think it was when we were getting new consoles in, and I was testing different things for backwards compatibility. I think Midnight Club is one of the things I popped in for that.
Sick.
Damiani,
do you think this game is good for the industry?
Yeah.
GTA.
I mean, this is, this was, I haven't entirely made up my mind because this has been a discussion that has kind of popped up in the wake of GTA 6's delay announcement. Not just the the delay announcement. I believe it was on Blue Sky. Brendan Sheffield, who's director of Necrosoft Games, was just sharing
podcast.
Yes, thank you, Blood. Was saying, I'm just gonna say what they said because I don't want to paraphrase. I think the GTA delay is good for almost everybody. I think the GTA delay is good for almost everybody making games. Nobody has to compete with them for mindshare in 2025. But folks act like money flowing into the industry affects others, but it doesn't. This delay only affects GTA fans who can wait and take to investors who I don't care about. And then he says, GTA 6 releasing does the opposite of helping the industry in my view. It will become another forever game like Fortnite that draws eyes away from new releases and becomes one of the only games that the general public plays to the exclusion of all else. And you got some pushback. Like Jason Schreier chimed in saying, example, console sales for one, and overall industry growth, like rising tides, rising boats. Like everyone gets lifted up. So investors will get excited about games again, and the money will flow again. But then it's there's been pushback on that concept as well.
I'm going to upgrade from my PS4 to a PS5. Yeah. Or whatever, right? That's a big deal, I think.
And I feel like gamers are still going to play other video games. That tweet is assuming everyone is a gamer and they're only going to then play GTA or something. Like,
well, I mean, it's definitely, and Piscatella would back this up. There's definitely an issue. Like one of the biggest issues in the industry is that like people will gravitate to just playing COD or just playing Fortnite or whatever.
Like the normal non-hardcore gamers are gonna buy this, and I think that's fine.
I think that's the thing.
Everyone else is
gonna get a lot of people that, and I think that's ultimately why it's a good thing, is you're gonna get a lot of people that aren't playing anything.
Exactly.
Who will be like, oh, GTA 6 is out? Okay, what do I need to do to play GTA 6?
Exactly.
And then
I ask random strangers about it, and they're hyped. Yes.
Yeah, so you'll get this wave of people that aren't playing, that aren't paying attention, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, they get to a certain point, and like, well, okay, what am I going to do with this thing, right?
Yeah.
There will be people that will... The other side of the coin is like, okay, we don't know what GTA Online is going to do, right? So it's like, if they just get hooked on GTA Online and they don't look at anything else, then sure, maybe. But I think that there's a good chance, and like we were saying a couple of weeks ago, people are kind of looking to that kind of thing where it's like, oh, well, because GTA is out and people are actually turning on their console instead of looking at TikTok, then they will be looking at what else is in the store, what else might I like, and if those recommendation systems are really good, and it's like, you played GTA 6 and then like, oh, okay, well, here, check out this other game that might be a little bit smaller and under your radar.
Totally.
So.
Yeah, no, in theory, that sounds good, and that's like I would bring that up myself, saying like, yeah, like just the chance of more eyeballs on something, especially in the wake of, we were talking about last week, Alana Pierce's video about like games have to compete, like not just like the higher prices or detriment, but like social media scrolling, video scrolling. Sorry, that you're just fighting against something that like games just can't compete against. Period. No matter what you do. But then like something like GTA 6 comes along, and it's like, it's such, a black hole event that maybe it's strong enough to like pull people away from that and regenerate the interest in that. But like, that's something we want to believe, but like the hard concrete number data to back that up, it's like, is that out there? Like I had to like think about it, because there are people, pushing back saying
right now, because
I'm sorry,
because what Huber said, what they said about this trailer, or you said actually, the numbers on this trailer.
Yeah, it's insane.
Like this is taking over social media, right? Like the same thing happened with GTA 5, like when I had that Tumblr post that, from Brandon's clip, and like that thing just went crazy.
That's that part. Yes, I know that I'm not denying that part, and that's easily measurable. Like the how popular this is. I'm talking about the measurable impact on like the quote unquote the trickle down effect to like indie games and things that like, is this really good for them? Is this actually gonna like, if people start buying more consoles again and people buy this, like, yes, that seems like it should, but is it actually making it better for them? That's the thing I couldn't actually give it I actually don't know the answer to that, and I like hesitate to say it should. I think it should, but like being so definitive about it, I'm not actually sure.
Right.
And I'd like more information on that. I'd actually like some like data on that. Like, could Piscatella chime in and be like, well, I could go back and look at historical releases of GTA and like see what other games were doing and let you know, or someone could do, like an analyst could do something that would be amazing. But also the other part of this equation, like, yes, like, it seems like it would probably have some kind of positive impact in some way. Like people are looking for GTA 6 as some kind of a revitalization point for game industry. But that's where I turn it back to all of you, because I'm not the first one to like think about this. And I wasn't even really thinking about it till other, content creators were, positing it. It's like, is this a good sign that we need something like GTA 6 to save everything if everything else can't save the industry? And what happens when it's done? It's like, is that just like...
Then we're on to the next thing.
Is there, what is like GTA 7 in 10 years? See you in 10 years. Well, the industry keeps like, falling further into like, I think, is this sustainable? Yeah. I
think there's always going to be some mega event. It's, nothing is arguably as big as like GTA and Mario Kart style, but there's always going to be an Elden Ring or even something smaller like a Claire Obscure. Like there's always going to be success stories. There's always going to be some next game. So I don't think this is some like
Yeah.
end all be all swan song for the industry. That seems super extreme.
That's the thing. People are pushing this narrative that GTA 6, things will get back to normal after GTA 6 comes out. Like people start hiring at companies again. Like the industry will like start its like growth again. Won't be in this like, pattern it's been in for the last few years after like analysts projected it to go up at, and then COVID happened and like they misread the signs or whatever. It's like, is that like really a metric of like a good industry? Yes, I'm not talking about quality of games or even a game that like will do well. I think there'll always be a game that can be successful, but I'm talking about like the narrative that it's being pushed pretty hard at like, and it's partly also like Switch 2. People are like, Switch 2 release and GTA 6 and the industry will be back on track again. And it's like, it's like, what, like, is it always going to rely on those things? And like, is it make it harder for everyone else underneath that? Like, I don't know. Like, it started to make me think like maybe this is like a point where things, rather than trying to like push that is like the continuing, strategy, even if it works, maybe it's like, we shouldn't rely on these huge.
Well, I mean,
points.
even smaller games are releasing their game and firing everyone. So I don't know why it's like GTA's fault.
Oh, because that I think is like carries down from a issue of like, if companies like run by you need to have a company that's outside the current system, like Larian can do what it can do because it doesn't answer to anyone but themselves, but a lot of companies aren't that and can't be in that position, and there's not money for that right now for a lot of companies to even try and like offload, like I want to leave Ubisoft or I want to leave whoever like big company I'm working for, go start off a smaller studio. We are seeing some people do that, but whether or not they're going to be like successful and be able to like keep maintaining that, and it's like very hard and much harder to do than it's ever been because of like the shrinking size of the industry and the shrinking amount of investors that are there. And do you want to keep relying on like, well, what are the things that can like uplift everybody? Huge console release that like, that you're betting on, and like the magnitude of release like a GTA. What happens one time when like GTA doesn't pull this off? Like, is that
we'll have a Call of Duty that year.
Yeah, but maybe like even like I get it, but like I think people should be maybe trying to like reevaluate like how the game system like game development system works
right
now.
I think the thing that's you're kind of getting hung up on and the pretty much impossible thing to predict is you're essentially talking about the investment, right? You're talking about the people that are going to be writing the checks so that more games get funded and all of that. And so like I think that on the one hand, like GTA being this high watermark that a lot of people see it being very successful, and it doing so good on the trailer views, it doing so good in sales and all of that, that maybe those casual investors who aren't really paying attention overall just sees like, like video games are doing good again. They're bringing in this much money. Like if even if it's just like lopsided because of the GTA take, they just see, the industry is up this year. Let's get in on it somehow, right?
Like, you're right, Blood.
Yeah, and I think the other side of it, like what you're saying, with, hopefully, on the smaller side of things, stuff like Eclair Obscure doing really well, like Split Fiction doing really well. Hopefully people will see that, and see that like, okay, that there is, and it's so dumb because it's like, this was what Embracer was initially setting out to do, right? And Embracer was set out to
get
make
embraced
AA sustainable size games, and then somehow the bankroll like got to their heads, and everything just went off course.
Yeah,
but that's what I'm seeing more and more of these companies that are focused on like, let's not spend AAA money. Let's be smart about what we're gonna do. So that, like, we're gonna put our game out there. We're gonna have a nice vision. But if this one doesn't pay off, then it doesn't necessarily sink the ship, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which with the AAA, there's so much investment toward like you get Concord and it's like, didn't work out. Sorry, everyone's out of a job.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, that's what I'm getting at. And like, and it's like saying like, looking like GTA is 6 more. Blow is right about like I meant with the investor money. Like as a GTA 6 is a sign to investors that like there's a higher bar to reach with like money you can make off games. Like it exceeded. There's still growth. Like we need it. Like I feel like. I agree with other people who've been sharing this sentiment, and like I'm on board with this, that there needs to be a space for studios and game developers who just making some kind of profit on your game is good, even if it didn't make more than the previous game.
Right.
It's like the track of we need to keep going up and up in every quarter. We talked about this last week as well. I feel like something like a GTA 6 reinforces that or gives like larger investors that beacon of hope, and they're like, let's keep going with this. Let's keep pushing that trend. And you don't see like people trying to do what Bud was just saying. Like studios are trying to like, let's make a more sustainable game that like if it doesn't do as well as we expect, but still does, makes us money, we don't have to lay people off. And it's like, maybe this like something like GTA 6 and those types of games continue to exist puts more pressure on that says like, no, like that's not good enough because
Totillo just had an interview with Remedy, and one of the quotes that was in his headline was talking about like Control 2 is essentially going to be like a smaller budget than Alan Wake 2, right?
Yeah, I saw that.
Doesn't mean it's going to be a worse game, and actually from it sounds like it might be a better game than Alan Wake 2, but they're being smarter about how they spend that money. And because we all saw like how long it took before Alan Wake 2 got profitable despite being Game of the Year material.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and that's good that they understand that. But like, if it was different investors, they might be like, "This is taking too long." Even like they don't think long term as much anymore. They think they want those high short term investments. So it's like, Alan, we're like Control 2 or a sequel. It's going to be like make us money after like the 12, like the 9-month mark. We're going to start seeing those returns, baby. And they're like 9 months, but like in 1 month, GTA 6 did this. Like I'm an investor. Why would I ever go with you again? Why would I give you guys money again? Like that's the other thing about this. I'm seeing some concern is that sure, investors get excited about GTA 6 and then they look at other projects because obviously you can't get it on Grand Theft Auto and probably Rockstar right now, but like other bigger projects that get recommended. And then like when they don't achieve anything near GTA 6, do we just go back into the cycle again? We're like, well, I'm out. Like, didn't make those numbers till you show me something that's like other like that. Like, we just go back into like that continuous cycle. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think this could keep going like this. And sorry, I don't mean to put it all at GTA. Like, obviously, there's really talented people at that studio. This game is a really big deal. It's awesome to see a team be able to have the funds, the resources,
exactly.
and a management team that believes in letting them take 10 years to make a game that looks like this. Like that's
GTA
everybody
5
always
sold like 150.
Like that's proven.
Can we not erase Red Dead 2? It was only 7 years ago. Can we not erase that? Red Dead 2 happened. What? Everyone's like, oh, it's been 20 years. GTA, Rockstar. Like, dude, we just had Red Dead.
Sure, sorry, but like even 7 years is like a long time. But like they can do that because like they're the James Cameron, they're the Christopher Nolan of freaking like video games.
As a consumer, I just appreciate that they're putting it's like sports, dude. They're putting all that GTA Online money into this right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're putting it right back in. So like no blame on them.
Yeah.
I'm more blaming people who are like looking at this and taking like the wrong lessons learned from like I hate to say since GTA 5, Huber, because like I know Red Dead 2 was huge, but people are going to look back at GTA 5 and like say like, hey, look, you just need a GTA every 5 years. The industry's fine, man. We're good.
GTA Online, dude, forever.
I mean, yeah, GTA Online is going to be hopefully another forever game, but like that's what, and honestly, that's what investors are probably more looking for, like a Fortnite or GTA had a great month. Well, keep it going. Like, where's the online stuff?
Keep the
where's
lights on.
This is where this is the pitfalls. I think that people just aren't like. We've seen this happen, and like people just like as long as we can get back to like some close to where we used to be, we're okay. We're fine. And like I don't know if I'm worried about like that happening after GTA 6, where everyone has this narrative that like or a lot of people trying to push narrative. GTA 6 saved the industry. Look at all the numbers. Look at that the Circana report for that
Mario
month.
Kart, dude.
Like,
Mario Kart
yeah,
World's
like
coming.
Mario Kart. This like years like Switch 2 and stuff. Like, oh yeah, like it's great. The industry is like great and stuff. But after all this, Huber, watch, and we're still seeing layoffs. We're not seeing like rehirings. Like people still struggling to get jobs. Smaller studios still having a hard time getting the funding to make their games, and indies still struggling. It's like,
when GTA 6,
did anything really change?
When it makes,
and again, it's not their fault. It's not Rockstar's fault. It's just where the industry has gone.
When it makes billions, Damiani, they better be handing out bonuses instead of terminations, Rockstar. Seriously.
They better not.
God.
There better not be like some wave of mass layoffs after GTA 6 comes out.
That will not be okay.
That's just like, you're going to scare so many people. I mean, so many people are scared away now, but like that happens. It's like, where do you go? You give GTA 6 and Rockstar can't guarantee you job security. Like, good luck. Like, I don't know what to say, man. Ugh,
it is
scary.
It is crazy. There's really nothing like the GTA hype cycle. There's just nothing like it.
Clearly.
There is nothing
insane.
even close. Yeah. It is crazy. I love following it. I love just being in it. I love waiting. I'll keep waiting. I installed Red Dead 2 last night.
Too,
who cares?
Like, yeah, you know, like when did you say the first trailer was? 23?
2023.
Yeah. Like,
yeah.
How many games have we seen that by the time we get to like, oh, we need to delay, and it's like, you've shown us everything.
Yeah.
Right? And so it's like, what does the marketing team do for the next year? Because there's nothing left to reveal.
Totally.
And like, we haven't even seen gameplay.
I know, we haven't seen like anything, dude. We, like Isla is always saying, we need that lady narrator. We need that lady narrator hype, the Rockstar narrator. As Jason and Lucia, you must get back on your feet and earn money. It's gonna be sick. All right. Any other closing comments about GTA? We've got a year to be hyped again. Yep. All right. Moving on, though, something that's coming up real quick to fill that GTA criminal void. Not an open world game, though. So don't be fooled.
Oh.
Linear game, Mafia, the old country. We reacted today. They showed a little bit of gameplay, cutscenes, and Hangar 13 talked as well on the PAX panel. This is absolutely one of my favorite franchises ever, full stop. It was shocking when they said it's been around for 23 years. I was like, holy shit, yes, I was a child. Like, my brother took it off the shelves and was like, yo, we should get this. I was like, yeah, cool. How are we feeling about Mafia? Isla and I were vamping about it for a while earlier today, but how's everybody else feeling?
I was literally getting off of a plane. So
yeah.
I think it looks really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
the
is
knife throw.
It's like Indiana Jones stuff going on here.
I know.
Yeah, I know you shared your thoughts, Huber. I guess like just coming off like that, you know, the GTA like high of that like trailer and stuff. Like obviously going for like something, you know, different, but still like, you know, like that crime family stuff, like where Mafia has gone in the past games as well. Like what you saw today, like are you more excited after what you saw today, or like about the same?
Same.
And like what lingering? Do you have any lingering questions left that you want to see answered, or that you think will only be answered when you finally get your hands on the game?
Yeah, I just want to see the missions and the combat. Like I hope. Okay. The problem with Mafia 3 was that they made it open world, and you kept repeating a lot of the same tasks and missions throughout. Then they remade Mafia 1, which is my favorite, the definitive edition, the remake.
Yeah.
It's a more linear game. It's a shorter game. It's like less than 10 hours. But each mission is so defined and so unique. There's still a lot of like cover shooting, you know? So I think that's what I really want to see in the old country is like just a lot of different mission variety. That's what I want to see, Damiani. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they said that they were inspired by working on the definitive edition.
Totally.
You know,
back to the roots.
Yeah.
There you go.
Taking on that structure.
Absolutely.
Sounds like it's going to benefit from that focus.
Yeah.
maybe they just weren't like being able to nail what their vision was going for open world, as you said, like up to into Mafia 3. But obviously that's going to bring questions, because you said today was when we found out that it's not open world, right?
We knew they had said they were going back to their roots, a more like Mafia 1 style. So we basically knew that.
Okay, so it wasn't revealed today. Okay.
Yeah, and there's still, like they even answered, there's still a lot of moments and areas where you can go off the beaten path and kind of explore, but that's not the focus. The focus is always about the characters and the missions, not randomly exploring or causing chaos or, open world style shenanigans. It's like such a focused story traditionally in Mafia. So
people are wondering.
Say again?
People are wondering in chat why it's $50 and it's.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah,
apparently I just checked on Steam right now. It's pre-order for $50.
That is crazy.
Wow.
Which makes me think maybe they went back to the roots of Mafia 1 with the length, because you said that's like 8 to 10.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if this one's like a shorter game.
Yeah.
Which honestly, I'm not against.
I'm cool with it.
Like,
yeah. Mafia 1
cool.
to this and 2, like, and I love all 3 of them and the remake as well, so there's been 4 technically. I love all of their stories so much, and the length, I think, works to its favor, because again, like you were saying, Mafia 1, it's about 8 to 10 hours, and it's just, you get in, you get out, but that story stays with you.
Yo,
Standard Edition includes full base game, available for $49.99 on PS5, Xbox, and PC.
That's
I remember
awesome.
last time you asked me, or on Tuesday, you asked me if I'm in.
Yeah.
And I said, like, I'm not sure, because I thought it was still open world, and now I'm like, all right,
Definitive
you're getting
Edition.
a little bit more interested.
Super great place to play.
Also, they could be reading the room on the price, just seeing like the outcry over all the raising prices for games right now, and being like, hey, yo, we keep like at this good price level right here.
Yeah.
Like
When Definitive Edition came out, it was cheaper.
Easy layup right there.
Yeah.
This is the people's game.
It really is. It's the feel-good hit of the summer.
I'm super in for the horse riding and the car driving. It looks visceral and fast. And I mean, like, given the time period and the cars, you're probably going 40, but it feels like you're going 90. It's like awesome.
There's a lot of like camera motion on the cars.
Oh, for sure.
I'm like, I hope it doesn't play like this.
And the knife that is like approaching the size of a sword almost. Like, just insane.
It is a big knife.
Some of those knife shots, the knife is so big.
No, this is a knife.
It's crazy.
I see you've played Knifey Spoony before.
Yeah, everything.
Was there one that you weren't so sold on the driving in Mafia, because you're so sold on GTA 6 driving? Was there a Mafia that didn't have good driving?
No, there's the Impossible Race, right?
Oh my God, the Impossible Race! It's infamous. It is insane. I don't like to talk about it, but no, Damiani, the driving is very realistic. So in Mafia 1, because it's in like the 1930s, the cars are really heavy and really slow.
There you go.
As you progress in the series, obviously, to the the 50s and the 60s and so forth, the cars get better, faster. So
nice.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah. Even in the first one, Damiani, you can put a speed limiter on your car, because if you speed next to a cop, they'll give you a ticket. They'll pull you over. So they really want you to like be immersed in the world. It's not about causing chaos. It's about like being this person.
You don't get pulled over in any GTA. You don't even get a star in GTA for just speeding, right?
No,
ever. There's none that's ever like. I don't even know about the old ones like pre-3. I don't know if that's ever been a thing.
Maybe they'll get you if you speed
pre-3?
1 star.
Yeah,
maybe.
there were Grand Theft Autos before 3. I thought it started with 3.
But yeah, very nice.
No, that's immersion right there. Yeah, like making you have to like drive, like kind of like in what they tried to shoot for, and like from day one on Assassin's Creed, like
totally.
You like people react to you climbing up in like the middle of a giant crowd like they're supposed to, but like it's that level where you still know you're playing a video game. It's like, all right, they're making up noise. In real life, people would be like, not just like waving it off the moment you're on the roof. Like, okay, never mind. Everyone would be like, wait, what? Why are you like running across roofs? What's going on here? Whereas like this,
in a funny way, Huber, I'm actually a little curious about that, like how much they might have like tried to go out of their way to like, let's not make any areas look too much like someplace in Assassin's Creed. Like you don't want people to get deja vu.
On the PAX panel, they went to Sicily and did all the location scouting and all that.
Nice.
Yeah, if you're thinking about getting into the series again, the Mafia 1 remake, great place to start. And the series is all about characters and atmosphere and immersion. You really feel the time period you're in. You really feel the vibes, like just driving around listening to the radio. There's a through line, Damiani, in Mafia 1 where like the baseball game, dude, you're listening to like a live baseball game. It's just so epic. Or they'll be talking about like wars on the radio. It's just so intense. Yeah, they kept throwing around the word authenticity like 100 times at the PAX panel. It's hilarious. But yeah, check it out, Mafia. So excited. Coming in August
8th.
Bridging that gap to GTA 6. It's fine. Who cares?
3 months to the day.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah. And then,
beautiful.
And then they've got Borderlands just a month later.
Yeah, we can wait. There's no rush.
Borderlands will make the time go slower. It'll make the wait feel longer.
Very funny.
Ouch.
And remember, this is a prequel, everyone. So again, you can even hop in on this one if
it was
that's
so
your vibe.
funny. Like they had some of those like pre-seeded questions. Because I hopped in at the end. And they're like, will there be any returning characters? And then they like had like the exact number or something like that.
Yeah.
I think that might have been a joke, but it was like, okay.
Yeah.
Like,
There's for
this was
sure.
handed to Greg Miller to
Someone's
ask.
going to be a baby for sure.
100. You're so right.
The first McFly born in America.
Yeah.
I hope you can give the baby a switchblade as a gift. Start out early, kid.
I mean,
Will
this was your father's
Side
switchblade.
I wouldn't say necessarily a baby, but growing up, pretty much like
boy.
as long as you could hold a knife, pretty much you would get a knife for your birthday or Christmas. So
I mean, we played with knives pretty young as kids. I had a butterfly knife as a kid.
Yeah.
And we would had throwing knives. Yeah.
throwing knives, shurikens.
I had a friend who had some shurikens too.
like every Christmas, some knife from somebody.
Side bet: will the knife from Mafia: The Old Country be on our best weapons of 2025 list?
No.
I
No?
don't think so.
They're hyping it, dude.
you, Huber.
They are hyping it.
I suspect the knife fights will be some kind of a mini game.
Yeah,
And it'll be
I'm
like
thinking,
RE4 than an
I'm
actual
thinking Krauser.
combat. Yeah,
Okay,
I'm thinking
okay.
Krauser, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
It'll be
What
RE4.
game has the best knife, not sword, knife fighting combat?
It's got to be Resident Evil 4 remake for sure.
Okay, Resident Evil. Oh,
It's
I know.
gotta be.
Yeah,
It's gotta be
Because
for
is there's like a game that's like Sekiro or Sifu level where you're gonna be like that precise with the knife. It's like, yeah, the fight in 4 is kind of cool. On the hardest difficulty. That shit was legit.
It was insane, dude. If they made you gave me an idea, Damiani, where like if a Sifu sequel was a different like setting, like a samurai Sifu or something. So instead of just martial arts, you have like your samurai sword, but it's still Sifu. That'd be sick.
Oh my gosh! Did you respect that real quick, Huber? RE4, even the hardest difficulty, you had to use a knife in that fight. Couldn't use other weapons. Forced you to use that knife.
I love it. That's the
Made
best.
you play it legit.
Yeah, Critter's Intent. All right. Next up, a blast from the past. Wow. Gears of War Reloaded.
Yeah,
This is crazy.
didn't expect that one.
Finally, you'd have to play this, huh?
This game will be $40, and owners of the Ultimate Edition will get a free upgrade, at least digital owners. Owners of physical copies will be left out in the cold.
Yeah.
And of course, it will also be on Game Pass. But on Monday, Xbox announced that Gears of War Reloaded, a remaster of the first game, will be coming August 26th for Xbox PC and PlayStation 5. It's
Day one,
crazy.
PlayStation 5. If you can count a remaster of a remaster, day one. But
MLB The Show on Xbox, Gears of War on PlayStation. This is awesome.
Yeah.
You love to see it.
it's crazy.
As I said, Hubert, I haven't played any of these, so this gives me.
Are we doing this? We're doing this
to go in.
Are you in? This game's
Tell me these
also
legendary
short.
Stories.
This game is
Tell
also
me these
short.
legendary stories about these co-op
Ugh.
playthroughs, and like
Ugh.
I know you and the guys have like told me a few times, have tried to get me to do this.
Yes.
and it's like maybe this is the time.
Because
You know.
I am not caught up. This is a franchise that I was there day one. I had been caught up forever, but Gears of War 5, right? Newest one is 5? Mm-hmm. Haven't played it. Only one I haven't played.
Yeah, I haven't played 4 or 5. I played the ones before.
4 was cool.
Yeah.
And then obviously 1 through 3 in Judgment, of course. Yeah.
Just hear this game always thrown out whenever people talk about RE4 and they're like, well, yeah, there was also Gears of War like right around like the same time doing the cover-based shooting and third-person shooting, man. It's like RE4 and Gears of War. Don't forget about Gears of War in that discussion. I'm like, oh man, I like missed the boat on that.
But it's definitely a bar-setting game.
Landmark game.
Yeah.
I can remember booting it up in HD and it just being the showpiece.
Yeah.
Like Gears of War was the showpiece when that first came out. That is what, I saw first.
And the cover system.
System.
It's not the first game that have a cover system. We know that.
Kill Switch.
But you better believe, like, when that cover system got showed off, then like you're talking about investors, like everyone was like, we got to put a cover system in our we got to make a third-person shooter. Like, it actually can be done now. Like, before that, it was like everyone was, it was sort of the reputation was like, oh yeah, third-person shooters are just always janky messes or whatever. And it's like,
not anymore.
Gears kind of made that a viable genre for people to pursue.
Shout out to Winback.
Active Reload.
Shout out to the Active Reload dude. So good. And Damiani, you prefaced it when we first started this. I have said it a million times, and I will always say it. I really think this series is like the best co-op campaign series possible. Like this and Halo.
I hear that.
This and Halo, but like, dude, the Gears of War co-op is so fun.
And speaking
Halo
of,
it was fun going through Halo with you, Huber.
Yeah,
with the co-op when we did the Master Chief Collection when that.
That was sick.
We did that, and then like you always talk about like, or you say RE6 was like one of your favorite co-op. Like for me, it was RE5. Yeah, which is me too. I was like, dude, RE5 was freaking amazing.
Yeah,
co-op.
exactly.
And then we did it too as well. It's like it's still so good.
One of the
like
best.
It needs to be played that way. So it's like hearing there's another series that like I just didn't get into, but like. I've always been very curious to hear people say, like, it's just so strong to play co-op.
Oh, yeah.
It's such a good experience.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But as it reminded me of, speaking of that era and like the, the things that came along, and whether it's a copycat or whether they were on the same page at the same time.
Copycat starring Sigourney Weaver.
Army of Two.
Army of Two. Yikes. The first one, on a great day, you're swimming.
The second one's good. I like the second one.
Great day.
And then they went really off the deep end.
Yeah. Yikes. Kane and Lynch.
Yep, exactly.
So, as I said earlier, it'll be $40.
Yep.
Developed by the Coalition, in partnership with Sumo Digital and Disbelief, it supports cross-play. Dude.
Nice.
We'll get to it. Cross-play and cross-progression across all platforms.
Yeah.
It'll be
you got to sign into that Xbox account, though, to make it work. But
that is so crazy, dude. You sign into that on PlayStation. It's like, ow, this is crazy. I love it. It will be 4K, 120 FPS in multiplayer. That is what I want to get into.
Oh, wow. In multiplayer, dang.
120 4K in multiplayer, 60 in single-player co-op, what have you, the campaign. HDR, VRR, Atmos, 3D audio, remastered textures, improved shadows and reflections. Includes everything from the Ultimate Edition, including all the DLC, maps, cosmetics. 0 loading screens during the campaign. That is a crazy addition. Notice what you haven't seen so far. They made this announcement with a blog post and some screenshots. Yeah, no footage. Nothing, no trailer. So we can't even see these improvements.
Yeah.
They pointed out that Gears of War will be 20 years old in 2026. Something's coming. Gears of War 6 probably.
Well, E-Day.
EA. Yeah.
So, I would not be surprised if that's like February at this point.
And then Brandon Kagan pointed out that this is the third time now that this game has been remastered with no mention of remasters for 2 or 3. And boy, oh boy, do I love Gears of War 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Oh,
God. Here's the thing. Maybe, because we know E-Day's coming.
Yeah.
But maybe we also get the announcement for 2 and 3.
That'd
coming
be
next
so
year.
sick.
Because
let us play.
It would be super weird to here it is on PlayStation, and here's E-Day on PlayStation, and then not be able to finish the trilogy?
Yeah, let us. Yeah. I mean, E-Day is probably a prequel, right? We know.
It is.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, that helps.
It is E-Day.
It is E-Day. Exactly. I'm a little rusty with my Gears of War lore. It's been a minute.
Yeah, Emergence Day.
It is
the locusts come out of the ground. Yes.
Locusts, top 5 video game enemy of all time. Easily. Does chat think I'm crazy for that? Because I truly believe it. I love fighting locusts. They're so fun, dude. Boom! The boomers and shit.
Chat pointed out, like, even though no one ever played it, I saw enough, like, Hammer of Dawn.
Hammer of Dawn,
I use that so much as a term for, like, big laser guns.
Yeah, Hammer of Dawn, dude.
RE5, I was like, Hammer of Dawn, and you were like, dude, how do you know that? I was like, well, everyone knows Hammer of Dawn.
Oh, my God. Okay, so cross-play multiplayer is so intense because, like, Xbox versus PlayStation on the map, that is just... I'm already sweating thinking about that, let alone all the wall bouncers with their shotguns. Like, Damiani, dude, the multiplayer for this game, the deathmatch, like, the way people move is inhuman. It's actually inhuman, dude. They, like,
I honestly
bounce, like, it's crazy.
I haven't played a ton of Gears multiplayer. I think I did
I love
play...
Horde mode, dude. That's the later one.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They introduced Horde mode.
Oh, Horde mode is so good.
No, what I was thinking, like, I'd probably, like, play the most around Gears 3, because I think I reviewed Gears 3.
So freaking
So, yeah.
Epic. Just epic. Yeah, I think I was going to say something else, but that's it. Any other Gears of War thoughts? As I always say, this is so nice. There's going to be a whole new generation of players that have never played Gears of War. Absolutely a landmark game.
Well, that's why they got to get full trilogy.
Yeah.
Get it caught up.
Yeah, let everyone play. So awesome, dude. Gears of freaking War, man. Dom! Bring it! It's so funny. All right, we've got more to come, but if you've been enjoying the show so far, please take a second to like and subscribe and ring that bell on YouTube. Helps us and you stay connected. Ugh. And now, a word from our sponsors.
When we were young, we used to dream about doing all kinds of stuff. Tornado chasing, paleontology, other movie-related things were always my dreams. Now that I'm older, it's more like, what if I own a cute little bookstore coffee shop? Like that, the old classic backup plan. As you get older, your dreams shift from outer space into more realistic kind of stuff. And it often revolves around owning your own business. But what do you need? You need a website, a payment system, a logo, a way to advertise to new customers. It can all be pretty overwhelming and confusing, but thankfully, that's where today's sponsor, Shopify, comes in. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the United States, from household names like Mattel and Gymshark to brands just getting started. What if I can't design a website? Shopify's got you from the get-go with beautiful, ready-to-go templates to match your brand style. What if I need a hand? Get help with everyday tasks like enhancing product images, writing product descriptions, or generating discount codes with Shopify's AI tools created for commerce. What if people haven't heard about my brand? Shopify helps you find customers with easy-to-run email and social media campaigns. What if I get stuck? Shopify's always around to share advice with their award-winning 24/7 customer support. Turn those dreams into and give them the best shot at success with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/allies. Go to shopify.com/allies. That's shopify.com/allies today.
And if you are a patron of Easy Allies, we love you. We love you. We love Gears of War, dude. So pumped for that. Jeez.
Now, Huber, Gears of War is an Evil crossover game.
What's up?
Gears of War Resident Evil crossover game.
That'd be, dude,
Chris and Dom.
Like a cool little mode or something.
Marcus.
Like if there was an event in one of them, that'd be so cool. All right. Let's talk about Ecco the Dolphin.
Yeah. Out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
Nuts.
What's
Ecco the Dolphin. How are you so famous? Ecco the Dolphin.
Oh, it was big.
No.
It was hugely marketed. It was all over TV.
Like, nobody even knows there's aliens in this game, right?
Apparently, that's what I heard as a kid. I
Wait,
never knew.
there are aliens in it?
I think you get abducted at the end.
Yeah.
Wait.
It's hilarious to me that you guys.
Don't yell at me.
The first thing that happens,
talking of
the
blood.
inciting incident, is that like your whole pod gets sucked into outer space, and you're the one that's left.
I'm convinced that Ecco
Wait,
the
that's
Dolphin
what
was
happened?
only
Yes.
ever a tech demo because no one on Earth has played past the first 10 minutes.
And
Was this in an alternate reality, Blood? What is this?
And no,
There's only dolphins. I
yeah, and then
remember going to
eventually you
space
get up
where
into
in,
the spaceship and you start fighting the freaking aliens.
The beginning of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yeah,
the dolphins all
there
leave
it is.
Earth.
There it is. Here comes the cutscene.
Showpiece, dude.
They're the other
We're
dolphins.
showing the showpiece.
with you.
Avatar the Way of Water. Do you think
Thank
James
to
Cameron
whoever
loves this
I
game?
just
Yes.
grabbed on YouTube to get this shot.
Yeah, thanks, longplays.net or whatever.
Straight up, if I'm in
Frolicking in the water.
if I'm in the
and then
same room.
Oh, wait, they just,
What?
that wasn't it. There was
See?
just a, there was
Did
just
they
a,
skip it?
There was just an attract mode thing.
No
Did this not
aliens.
happen?
Wait, you got.
Okay,
yeah,
here we
it's
go,
about
here
to
we go.
come, So you just got to get to it. How high in the sky can you fly? Okay, yeah. So you have this thing. Oh my gosh.
This
yeah,
game.
that's it.
I'm starting to doubt this. Where are the
Yeah,
aliens?
yeah.
As
What's
long
a
as the other
liar?
dolphins
Yeah, where are the
there,
aliens?
Berenstein Bears.
You're getting there.
Blood's a liar, dude.
Oh, you're
can't-
talking to each one. That's what you're hearing.
See?
You
To
can't
the
blame
show
us as
ones.
tiny children. Like, I couldn't even get past the
Yeah.
mouth at the bottom of a hill in the Game Gear version of Sonic. I just played the first 2 levels over and over and over again.
It's hilarious that this long play is like talking to every character, but then basically skipping the text. Like, why are you doing this?
Maybe that's how you progress.
Echo the Dolphin.
But this right here is like the motion
Oh,
is so good. There it is.
There it is.
Oh, wait, I do
What?
remember this. I
I never-
remember this now.
I don't.
Wait, what?
They got sucked into
Okay,
space.
wait. But you don't
Is that what
know.
that was?
Blood,
There's
you
no
don't
way as a kid I
know.
would have been able to tell that's what that was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
there's
You
no
don't know
way.
they're
I
getting
thought that would have
sucked
been a
into
glitch.
space.
I'm like, oh, my game glitched.
You don't know they're getting sucked into
But you
space by
go around and you
aliens. They're
start
just
talking to
going
the other
away.
dolphins and stuff, and they, yeah,
Where
great
are the
winds of
aliens?
water.
I still don't see
Yeah.
aliens. I
But
just saw them get
you
sucked
do actually
up.
get in the ship. You do actually fight the aliens.
Yeah,
Um,
okay. So we stand correct.
Yeah, we stand correct.
That there's no way to know there's aliens unless you jump over the rock like they just
Hey.
did, which was impossible as a child.
Hey, Isla. We were vindicated.
We're vindicated. Bloodiswrong.com. Buying
the
that
good-
domain.
The cool thing is, in a blog post celebrating Asian and Pacific Islander Heritage Month, the Xbox team caught up with Ed Anaziata, one of the creators of Ecco the Dolphin. After talking about the game's inspirations and goals to raise awareness for conservation, the conversation turned to an unexpected reveal. What does the future hold for gaming's favorite dolphin? Me and the entire original team are going to remaster the original Ecco the Dolphin and Tides of Time games. Is that the sequel?
Yeah, that's the second game.
Then we will make a new third game
What?
with contemporary play and GPU sensibilities. Stay tuned to EchoTheDolphin.com.
Which Isla, if you want to,
Everything
When I
returns.
clicked on that, it didn't work. So I don't know what's happening there.
Everything returns.
I'm just excited about the contemporary play and GPU sensibilities. you
Yeah,
know?
what GPU sensibilities? What
Nobody knows what that means.
is it going to be a showpiece? Like,
Yeah, Echo the Dolphin cannot be reached. EchoTheDolphin.com.
But yeah, so this is so we've been talking about what this game is like because yeah, when you're in that first zone,
yeah,
you're just freely swimming around
So
and like
fun.
having fun. And it's
that
like,
was the best.
the momentum feels
was-
so good.
But it was one of the best things possible to play at like a Toys R Us or a Target in the kiosk when
But
they had
wait.
Echo.
Yeah.
I'm just like, yo, I'm just swimming around here.
now
Okay,
you got
wait.
a countdown.
Okay, wait, no. I Googled EchoTheDolphin.com and got to a
Whoa.
website that is the same as what you typed, but it's one of those websites that
You don't have a www.
if you don't have a www, it doesn't work.
That is an
So,
insanely large
which I think
countdown.
is like one of those like a security certificate issue, maybe.
Maybe.
Anyway, the website is just a countdown from 8,372.
That is huge, dude. What are we doing?
8,372 hours.
8,372 hours till Echo. How many
We'll divide that by
will
24.
you
What is that?
abduct? Huh? Divide that by 24?
Yeah, how many days is that?
Double it. So like 240 out. I don't know.
7 divided by 24.
That's
348.
a year from now almost.
That's a year, yeah. Wow. That's a hell of a countdown.
348 days, dude.
Probably a year from when they made the blog post.
Will
then.
Echo
yeah,
the
probably,
Dolphin
yeah.
3 release before GTA 6?
Not quite, no. But anyways,
Echoes
yeah.
of
so kind of as we were alluding to, the first area is fun. Just swimming around is fun.
The first area is fun.
But then, like, it's one of these games, Huber, where, like, I always wanted to like it.
Same.
Really wanted to like it.
We
I love
all want to
And
like
then you
it.
play it, and it's like, oh,
Not
this is
great.
awful. This is so awful. This is, like, one of the worst.
Yeah.
And
When I played this, it felt like I was living in my Lisa Frank Trapper Keeper,
yeah.
and it was the greatest thing ever.
Because you're going through these mazes, you're losing health, you're losing oxygen, you're trying
Brutal.
to figure out where to go, what to do.
Not a fun one for kids.
Yeah, and the thing is,
This is a hardcore game for
That's the
grown
thing,
adults.
Hubert. Like you're
Yeah.
saying, when we were kids back then,
Like
and we were
Glover.
playing this game, it just felt like we didn't understand it.
100%.
Like we're used to hard games. We just
Yeah.
don't understand how to play this game. It's too hard. I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
understand what's going on. And then it was when I was an adult and went back to it, and certainly
love this.
did not get to the aliens as an adult. Then I have the language to understand like why this game is such a pain in the butt, and it's like bad checkpointing, bad hitboxes,
Bad tutorials.
You
Non-existent.
You can only basically hit things when you do the like bang, you know, like you hit it with your nose.
Yeah.
Like only the tip of your nose can hurt anything, but your entire gigantic body can get hurt.
Yeah.
And then there's like no iframes either. So you can just like damage, you're dead.
Yeah.
And like you just explored and did all this stuff, and now it's like, okay, now I guess I redo it. You know, so
You know what
it's
game
a
I
huge
love?
pain in the butt.
You know what you made me think of right now? Maneater.
Yeah.
That's a good game.
Yeah.
I love Maneater.
But then, like, if you like get rid of, like, if you kind of like, if you can get past some of that stuff, like getting to new areas, talking to the blue whale, getting to the spaceship, like all of that stuff, it's kind of crazy. Like the scenario of it, it's just the gameplay of it is not good at all. So it makes me really wonder when they remaster this, what the heck are they gonna do?
Yeah, what are they gonna do?
Like, can you fix this? Should you fix this?
Well, what did they do with
Like,
Glover?
what is the best thing to do? You know?
Because Glover gives me that same energy of like, this
Yeah.
is so confusing and janky.
It
Was I
still
just bad
pretty
as a
confusing
kid?
and janky when,
Yeah.
because I didn't play it as a kid. I just knew the reputation of it.
Yeah.
But then when we played it, it's
Maneater-
like, what is going on here?
Maneater surpassed 14 million units in sales.
Oh yeah, Maneater's done great.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Wait, 14 million?
14
Yeah.
million.
Wow.
Maneater.
It's Maneater. Yeah.
So I love
Yeah.
Maneater.
My friend made the music for that.
Oh, it's great.
Some of it, anyway.
All right. Any other Echo thoughts? Echo the Dolphin.
I'm just so curious. What does a remaster
Yeah.
of a Genesis game look like? I don't know. I don't know. Well, I'm curious for 348 days from now.
We love Genesis here. We love Sega Genesis in this house. Don't we, Isla?
Yes, we do.
And then a new third game could be anything. That could be anything.
Yeah.
Is that another
Could be a
side-scrolling
battle
game?
royale with
Is
dolphins.
Is it Maneater with dolphins?
That'd be sick.
What is it?
I feel like you'll have to find Echo. Echo will like be the mystery of the game. You got to find Echo, and you play as some other another dolphin or another creature.
Somebody did point out that there were other Echo games. It wasn't just two. There were sequels afterwards.
Crazy.
I'm going to guess that those were likely just not made by those guys. That like Sega just got other developers to like just keep pumping out the brand for as long as they could.
Pump them out, dude. Crank them out.
Pump up the brand.
There are 1, 2, 3, 4.5 Ecco games, it looks like.
Okay.
4 or 5, yeah. Ecco the Dolphin in 92, Ecco the Tides of Time in 94, Ecco Jr.
Right.
in
I
95.
remember that now, yep.
Also, Ecco Jr. and the Great Ocean Treasure Hunt that same year. Sounds like an expansion or something.
That sounds like an edutainment title.
Yeah.
I love to be edutained.
And then lastly, the very last one was in the year 2000, Ecco the Dolphin, Defender of the Future.
Yeah. I think
Dude, Dreamcast. There's no way this came to America. No way. Dude,
I don't
what?
remember.
Worldwide. North America, August 15th,
Yeah,
2000. Damn.
2000 even. Yeah, that's first year.
It looks like there was going to be a sequel, Sentinels of the Universe.
Good God.
Echo
Whoa,
2,
geez.
Sentinels of the Universe canceled. Damn.
Too
Good,
intense.
you know?
They couldn't handle it. It was too intense.
Actually, the game was canceled due to the cancellation of the production of the Dreamcast.
Yeah.
Damn. Dreamcast. Pour one out for the Dreamcast, everybody. All right.
We deserve that cancellation because not enough people bought the Dreamcast. This is our fault.
It is. All right. Blood and Damiani, it is time for you to take
Yeah.
over this podcast with the Nintendo Financial Report highlights.
All right. We have to give one quick update before we get anything else.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the bet tracker between Huber and I.
Okay.
Huber is still holding out hope that Tears of the Kingdom. What was that magic number, Huber? Where do you think it's going?
50 million.
50 million for Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, what are we at?
Tears of the Kingdom
Total
is
sales.
at 21.73 million
Damn.
lifetime sales. Breath of the Wild is not even at 33 million yet.
Fuck.
So even though Switch 2
Sorry, Switch
versions,
2 bump.
Huber,
Switch 2 bump.
I don't know, Huber.
Switch 2
It's
bump.
looking a little. It's gonna do more than twice the sales for Tears of the Kingdom.
Yo, is this some Square Enix like failed to meet sales
Does
expectations?
Huber stuff count the new Switch 2 editions?
Yeah, yeah.
I'll give them that
we
too.
did.
It's
We-
not
okay.
gonna
For
hit 50 million
All
with
versions.
that.
Okay.
All versions of Tears of the Kingdom.
It's not happening.
50 million. Yo, we'll get
50 million.
We have 2 bumps. We have the Switch 2 bump and we have the Zelda movie bump whenever that comes out.
Yep.
Can
Double
I just say
bump.
this, Huber? Only one Switch game of their best-selling games is above 50 million.
Mario Kart. Dude,
And it's Mario Kart, Huber.
Yeah,
So
Mario
just
Kart.
please know that.
That's good to know. That's actually
right.
crazy. That really surprises me, actually, Damiani, because of how many people or how many Switches are out there.
There's one close.
Yeah.
The number 2 game is like
Animal Crossing?
Little, yeah, 40, just under 48 million.
Crazy.
So
Nice.
that's close.
Yeah. Awesome. All right,
That
let's
took a
get.
worldwide pandemic to
Yeah.
sell that many.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
it was an unrepeatable incident. Yeah.
For sure. A moment in time for
The,
Animal Crossing.
Yeah, the biggest talking point is that they included their forecast for Switch 2, what they expect Switch 2 to sell before the end of the fiscal year, which is March of 2026. 15 million, which
That's pretty good.
yeah, well, it's good, but everyone is saying it seems conservative. It seems like they're playing
Lowballing
it
it.
safe, playing it low, because nobody knows what's going to happen.
And nobody
with
wants to be
the
Square Enix.
tariffs and all the things that the tariffs could affect and all across the board. So,
Yeah.
Exactly.
because I think if you know the number, you can correct me, Damiani, but I think Switch was predicted to be 10 million in its first year and ended up being like 35.
Crazy.
So
I'm sure it beat expectations. But
And they
I
had-
think that they're
I
they're
know.
definitely doing it for I would say even if there wasn't, they'd probably still be, it would have been on probably leaned on like lower than probably like people expect because then it
really-
just looks better
Yeah.
when you break that record.
I really
Why
wonder.
don't- Why don't people? Why don't people take that approach to pleasing the shareholders more often than the opposite approach? Like, why not just
Yeah.
lie to the shareholders and say, "Oh no, yeah, only 5
think
million
you
are going to
can
buy this, but it's
lie.
gonna
right?
What?
Isn't that, like, can you not like lie under certain? I don't know. I'm curious. Can you actually lie to
Whether or not
shareholders?
You could have a
can,
range
they
and just
do.
pick the lower end of the range.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Also,
Is like
like,
instead of
could it-
canceling things and firing everyone to please the shareholders, why don't you just tell the shareholders, like,
Yeah.
oh, we're doing great.
Scare off shareholders. They're like, oh, that's not good. Well, I'm going to sell off now, and then they have a panic sellers. I don't know. I don't know. It's a good question.
Damiani, do you think
but-
do you think Switch 2 is in a position to hit those sales numbers? Because I am a little bit concerned, obviously, with tariffs and the economy.
Yeah,
but
you're right.
also it does to certain people. Some people think it's like a Switch Pro. You know what I mean? That it doesn't have that defining. Like when the Switch 1 came out, it was like, dude, it's a handheld. I can take it.
There are already 2.2 million pre-orders in Japan.
Yeah.
Which is just completely unheard of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like usually they don't break a million.
Yeah.
Like it's insane.
Yeah.
But Huber's right. Like I think the launch, like we know the launch is going to be big.
Yeah.
Like, but based on these like pre-sale numbers and the pre-sale interest, that like it's like a nightmare to try and get one of these.
Yeah.
People already like dooming today that they didn't like get their email from Nintendo, so now like all hope is lost. But like that's also very specific to like the North American market, also like specific to the U.S. market.
Yeah.
Because Huber's the point about the sales target for the first fiscal year, and after this first wave of launch consoles sell out, what's going to happen in the largest market for the Switch 2? And it's like, is it going to be at the same price for more than like the launch week, month, or whatever? What happens if it has to be raised in price due to tariffs? And like, what happens if there aren't as many units being able to be shipped to the U.S.?
Yeah.
Like, what starts happening when those things start, becoming a reality? And
I saw the first.
I think yeah, go ahead.
I saw the first ad on my way up to the office today. On the freeway.
Nice. I haven't seen
building,
any ads.
huge like painting on a building of just like
Yeah.
Mario and
Yeah,
Switch
and I think that's the thing here. Like, yeah, even in the U.S., it seems to be like pretty much impossible to get those pre-orders. I think Europe, it seems like it's been more available. So we'll see overall.
Yeah.
But it seems super strong, and Mario Kart's gonna probably keep it strong.
Oh yeah.
I think the pricing is gonna be one of those big question marks as we get closer to Christmas. But
Yeah.
But heck, if nothing else is available, then people might buy the Switch 2 just to get something.
Yeah. No GTA this year. That's got to help.
That's the thing. Like that's the economic uncertainty, right?
Yeah.
Like, cause like even Ford was like, just throw out our financial forecast. We don't know.
Yeah.
We can't. There's no way for us to adjust to give you an accurate number. So sorry.
Yeah. Nintendo also is not been perfect or close to perfect in the reveal and their messaging strategy. Not that they're messaging badly, it's just the message they're giving is not exactly going over as smoothly, I think, as it probably people were expecting. There's been a lot of negative reactions to the game price increases, the console price, the initial, and then the fears that like this is just Nintendo doing this temporarily just to like avoid any more, negative press and backlash that might jeopardize momentum. And then once they've safely sold like the first batch or whatever, they could like maybe risk increasing it. But like, what if they can't? Like, what if it does go up by $100 on each version? Mm-hmm. Will that be as easy of a buy at the holidays? I think they'll keep the price locked until at least the end of this year as best as they can, because I think they want to secure like through the holiday season, like have one holiday season under their belt. But I think it might be difficult for them because everywhere around them, Microsoft raising, following suit, raising the game prices, but also the hardware prices.
Yeah.
We're all just waiting for their shoe to drop with Sony. It's like, when is Sony going to do that?
I mean,
when
Sony's already done it. They just
again
somehow spared us. Yeah.
In the U.S., well, they've been doing. We've been subsidized basically by raising it everywhere else in the world. So the U.S., which is their largest market, doesn't have to be impacted by price increases. But can they? Is that enough to offset it in the long run, or are they going to have to increase prices, or just they want to because it just means more money, more profits, and happier shareholders who demand what we talked about earlier with GTA 6. Yeah, who knows what that? But that's the thing. That's like when people like to abbreviate as economic uncertainty. That's it, because we don't know what one day or tomorrow what a person in charge is going to say, what they will or will not do, and just scare everyone off, or leads everyone just being like, I have no idea what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
How can anyone do business in this environment? So yeah. I think that's all this just leads to why Nintendo says 15 million, because analysts were expecting more than that. I think they were expecting like around 17 or 18 million, and like, wow, Nintendo, you're going for 15? That's pretty low. And it's like, it seems smart because, yeah, as you said, like they have the justification for it, and then if they beat it, they look amazing, and like it helps conserve momentum for the next fiscal year. Like, hey, let's get on board. Like, it looks good. Like, none of that stuff came to be. Switch 2 is like a locomotive that you can't stop right now.
Software sales expected to be 45 million total software. And then they predict 63% rise in net sales.
Right.
So that's big. And then let me see some other highlights here.
Mario Kart, dude.
Oh yeah, we have the game sales. I think Brett's just looking at it.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking through some of these things here, trying to find where some of the highlights are.
So
155 million Switch games were sold during the financial year, which is down 22% compared to 200 million during the previous fiscal year.
Crazy. 200 million games.
Yeah.
That is a big number.
I mean, yeah, they're combined. It's like, yeah, it's insane. Also, like, I forgot if we mentioned it, like, it's technically officially only it's less than 2 million off the mark from being like the highest Nintendo platform sales wise.
So now it's
like
at 152.12 million units for total Switch
badass
sales. And the DS is 154. And then we know the PlayStation 2 is 160.
Shout out DS.
Yeah. So it's almost the number one selling Nintendo platform.
It's closing in. Definitely closing in. So that's
closing in.
Yeah.
Stay on target.
I mean, stay on target.
Mario Party Jamboree was the most highest selling game of the fiscal year. 7.48 million.
Get it, Mario Party. We love you.
I think you can guess number 2.
Mario Kart.
Mario Kart.
Yeah.
For this last fiscal
Mario
year.
Kart every time.
6.23 million.
God.
Juggernaut.
Still,
Just
dude,
insane.
That is
Can't
the way that
stop,
game
won't
sells.
Stop.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Dude, World's gonna be so fun.
Zelda Echoes of Wisdom was 4.09 million.
Nice.
Switch Sports was 3.16 million. There were 24 million seller titles in the fiscal year. 15 Nintendo titles, 9 from other software publishers.
Wow.
What else is in here? Donkey Kong Country Returns HD was 1 million.
Hell yeah.
Mario and Luigi Brothership was 1.6 million. Trying to see what else. Anything else that you were thinking of, Damiani? Paper Mario was 1.9.
Pokemon something?
These numbers slightly different now.
Oh yeah, there's always. Sometimes I forget what. Well, I forget what it is right now. But sometimes I figure it out. Why sometimes they show one number in one part and one.
Gotcha. Yeah, because like I said, like Brothership at like 1.97 million.
Yeah.
Maybe that's. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much we've seen over the Switch's life cycle, probably the last like few years, has been pretty much the mainstays, like Mario Kart, Animal Crossing at the top, and Smash Brothers. Smash Brothers has like eclipsed, rightfully so, like eclipsed, like it was like behind Zelda and Super Mario Odyssey for a while, but like it eventually got up there.
Yeah,
like
Smash
Zelda,
is 36 million life to date. Mario Kart is 68 million life to date. Animal Crossing is 47 million life to date.
I think it also like more signs that like, you know, Pokemon's just never going to slow down. Like, yes, you have Scarlet and Violet and Sword and Shield in there and like the
Never
top
gonna
10.
slow down, yeah.
And they're both like, you know, over 25, like 26 million each, I believe. And it's like, yeah, those things just the mainline ones are just going to continue to sell unbelievably well. But I think the biggest change for me, like, because this is like one of the last reports we're getting before Switch 2 is going to be like included. Obviously, we still got the May report, and then like June will be the first. We'll get a May like Circana and other regions, and then June will be like, all right, Switch 2's on the we're here we go. So, but in the new fiscal year, that will be like April, May, June. That is part of Q1. So Switch 2 will be a part of the first Q1 report from Nintendo whenever they put that out. It'll be interesting. The trends that are interesting to me, obviously, like a lot of franchises saw like a big revitalization on Switch, like just seeing like the biggest entries in their series. And I think the biggest ones is Legend of Zelda went from being like a prestige series in terms of like critical acclaim with very good sales, but like not in the juggernaut, like kind of like where Final Fantasy is now, where people are like clamoring about 3 to 5 million sales is like just too low for Final Fantasy. That's where like the Zelda series was for like a long time. Like Ocarina of Time was like the one that like got to like 7 million, and it was like that's huge and stuff. But like everything else was like around like 3-4 million, and obviously just on the Nintendo platform, that's really good.
Yeah.
But seeing Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom just break out and do like tens of millions, like just unheard of numbers for that series. So it has like prestige and this, huge, like obviously not even Mario Kart levels, but like on a higher level than it's ever been. And I think that like really pushed Zelda further, where series have been stagnating. Like that's like kind of the discourse around Final Fantasy right now, like another like long tenured series that started around the same time. Zelda kind of shook that, after like, I know people love Skyward Sword. I know people love like Twilight Princess and like the games that came right before it. But there was a narrative that like Zelda's still being like Zelda. It's never going to change. It's the same thing. It's never going to like be bigger than it ever is. And then like finally happened.
Yeah.
And I think that's like this, like one of the biggest trends. And the other one is
Metroid this time.
3D. I mean, I hope it will be nice. I don't think that's going to happen. 3D Mario. Mario's always been a big seller, but the 2D Mario's have always been king of sales.
Yeah.
But like Odyssey claiming the crown, unless some unreleased game comes out next month that we don't know about. Yeah, like Odyssey like bucked that trend. It was always like very misunderstood for the longest time. People thought the 3D Marios were the biggest sellers. Like actually, they're not. The 2D ones are the biggest sellers, and then we have Odyssey come along and like scoop up the crown.
Love Odyssey.
Yeah,
can't believe how long that's been.
Yeah. And then, like for you, Huber, the sheer power of Mario Party. Yeah. How many of them they put out, and they still are all like in the top 20 or maybe 15. It's like they could like it feels like that could be like their Call of Duty series. They crank one out every 1 to 2 years, and it'll be like it'll just dominate the sales charts if they did that. Like that's just like insane.
So Damiani, I think I found the reason for the difference, the two numbers. Mm-hmm. So the ones that they have like on the full chart for the bigger number, that's the sell in, which I believe is like what they sell to retailers.
Sell in.
The smaller number is the sell through, which they've estimated actually like shipped, like been purchased by consumers.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So that's why Brothership is like 1.97 sell in, but only 1.6 million sell through.
Yeah. One other thing, like I did see Red Sky's post real quick in the chat about Zelda sales. Like you gotta remember, Ocarina of Time is like a Resident Evil 4. It's been re-released numerous times on numerous different platforms. So that's like combined lifetime sales. Like the fact that Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom do that like on pretty much one version. I know they both, I get it. But like one real platform and in a much shorter time, in a condensed like focused burst, like that big. Like that, the fact that like Ocarina of Time is like 1/3 of the like lifetime sales of roughly of Breath of the Wild is like insane. That like it's like almost 30 years. Ocarina of Time is like equivalent of like 8 years of
it is really wild.
Breath of the Wild, and like it's not. And I get like you combine some of the other ones, they're kind of up there. Like they broke like got close to like
part
10
of that
million,
too. Like we're looking at 152 million Switch. Versus Nintendo 64 sold 32 million units. That 5 times as many Switches as there are N64s.
No doubt.
In the world.
I do. There is truth.
Did we lose him?
Did we? Are you there? Sorry, I think you guys
there?
cut out.
Oh,
okay,
okay.
sorry. Everything it said internet connection problems on my screen for a second. I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah, it sounded like you
I thought I lost
dead
you
for a second. Yeah.
But I was just gonna say, like, you're right about that. Like, a larger install base can help. I mean, we're having a discussion like, does it actually help or does it can help earlier? But I think Zelda Breath of the Wild specifically did benefit a little bit from being on Switch at launch, like being a launch title on a platform.
sure.
There's a massive amount of anticipation, a massive amount of enthusiasm. Absolutely helps. Like, even N64, like, it didn't have, like, it had enthusiasm, and like the only thing that had anything near Switch levels of enthusiasm in Nintendo's history was like NES at the beginning, and then like Wii in the like first 2 years, and then Switch just blew both of those away. Like, it wasn't like a short term like burst. It was like sustained through pretty much like it's
nonstop.
Now 8 years of existence. It's like it only this year and tail end of last year to start to drop up. But yes, that like it was a perfect storm for it in a good way, for like having like a huge like like this, like increasing its potential sales if it had been released on any other platform. But I still think a lot of credit is given to like the concept execution and like just what Breath of the Wild did. I think even if it was on like Switch wasn't as successful, I still think Breath of the Wild would like easily be the best selling Zelda to date.
Yeah.
Even if it came out on a platform.
I think
that did
I think
half as well.
I
The
agree.
point of it being on a new platform is a pretty big one, regardless of what that platform is, because if Breath of the Wild had only come out on Wii U, like Wii U would not have been flying off of shelves, right? Like it would have been very highly praised, but it would have been just a trickle of the sales. So I think there's definitely like all of these things combined together. It's like everyone's been waiting for Breath of the Wild, and now Nintendo's got this really cool new platform, and they're happening at the same time, and it was just the perfect storm.
Hell yeah. Any other notes before we move on?
I think we're good. Oh no, actually, May right
It's
now.
gonna be.
Nintendo's got some stuff coming up. So a week from today, the Nintendo store in San Francisco opens.
Love it.
So
Nice.
and it sounds like that they've been like refreshing the merchandise in preparation for this as well. So like
Nice.
stuff that like is more
They better just warn
more
me.
like what they've been selling in Japan. It appears to be showing up for this San Francisco store and potentially replacing some of the merchandise at the New York store as well. And then
in LA.
another week after that, May 22nd, is when Super Nintendo World at Universal Orlando opens. The Epic Universe opens.
Nice.
So
Very nice.
Yeah, that's gonna be intense.
Yeah.
My last thought is just as much as there's love for for Xenoblade, and very critically acclaimed, and 3 sold well. Like, that series has not had everything of Xenoblade is on Switch now. You can play all on Switch, and then we'll be able to play it all on Switch too. Hopefully enhanced versions or some kind of like patch at some point.
That'd be sick.
But despite all that like great work, it has not necessarily paid off in like huge sales.
Right.
And I love those games. I hope they keep letting Monolith Soft make them. But I do wonder if there is not just like any pressure, but just like themselves within Monolith Soft, the creative heads being like, maybe it's time to like work on something like a little bit different. Like,
they are working on something different. We just don't see it yet. Yeah.
I meant like maybe there is just no more Xenoblade ever happening.
On pause,
Like that
on
might have been
pause.
like, this might be like X might have been like, that's it. We gave you this. Especially what they did, I didn't know, but what they added a whole extra chapter. It adds a whole new ending thing. Which ties a lot of. Yeah, I'll shut up now. But if you play that and get it, I think you now have pretty much like a trilogy plus X kind of storyline kind of wrapped up.
It's not called the
pretty
definitive
much.
edition because it's prettier.
Yeah.
We'll just put it that way. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm very excited and very curious and hopeful to see them try their hand at something other than the Xenoblade franchise, because I feel like Monolith Soft is so deserving of like how like great they are at developing their games and how much I enjoy them. I want to see them have the success that these other franchises that Nintendo's have been having on Switch. Like, they just haven't had that moment where so many of these other ones, like even like Luigi's Mansion blows up. Yay. Sure. Donkey Kong Country HD, a second like revival, breaks a million. Like, that's old. It's like, Yeah, even
I
not Breath
will
of the
say-
Wild.
I
It's
will
like
say,
10
though-
million. Like, can you get close to 5 or 10 million for like 5 million would be a good starting point for, I guess.
Yeah. Well, even break into that top 20 or whatever that Nintendo lists. But because I do think one thing that probably will hurt and may not even show up is that X released right at the end of March.
Oh yeah, that was
And
terrible. It was
so-
sent to die. It was sent to
Well,
die.
but I'm saying like just in terms of like how it's going to be reported, like I think it does seem to have been getting a lot of word of mouth, and maybe it's just because Gene Park is influencing it like crazy and is in my feed constantly with Xenoblade stuff. But I think that game might have a longer tail, and so having like
hope.
the launch separated from the long tail on a fiscal quarter. So like the launch boom that's there is going to be this last fiscal quarter, and then the whatever long tail comes up in the next fiscal quarter, and like you don't see them combined. You know what I mean? It's like it feels like we might not just get the full picture until we see like every game and how whether they've crossed 1 million or not.
I'm more like my thing. It was like with Switch 2's date now known. Like this could have
Yeah,
easily
that people
been
are
like
holding out. Maybe people
like
buy
an
it then.
August game or like a July game where they usually don't like. Sorry, August probably because Donkey Kong's taking July, but like August or September if they didn't have anything massive planned for those months, like another heavy hitting Switch 2 exclusive game. This it could have come out, and also this would have greatly, as someone who's now played all of it. Good lord, it looks. I still think it looks good, but like. The menus just load so slow at some points in that game. It's like it needed the Switch 2. Like it really needs to be on. Like
Needs the
I'm really
extra
hoping
juice.
there's a Switch 2 patch because
Yeah.
oh lord, like that game needs a little bit more juice in
yeah.
the hardware department to help it run well. Because I think people are just like maybe like it's so close to the Switch 2. Why don't you just put on Switch 2?
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah,
I think some of
it
that
could get a
excitement
bump.
was
I
sucked
think it could
out.
get a bump when Switch 2 comes around. People that are like right now they're not really buying Switch games. And they get a shiny new console. They want something more than Mario Kart. It's like, well, what else is out there? It's like, oh, this is a meaty new
Echo the
game.
Dolphin.
Well, yeah, that's there too. I'm pretty sure that's in the Genesis collection, right?
Yeah, like Xenoblade. I think Xenoblade 3 is at like just under 2 million, and Xenoblade 2 is like at just under 3 million. So like 3 million is kind of like the high end for the Xenoblade series. Is like 3 million is like the highest I believe it's achieved, or just under it. So yeah. I would have been nice. I was never expecting X to sell that much.
I wasn't
It's
expecting
probably
X
like
to
the
exist,
hard,
Yeah, it's
so,
all-
like,
it's the hardest sell, and like it's amazing that they got that thing to
Hell
run,
yeah.
like or got that thing to come like ported to Switch. Like
Yeah.
I'm really glad I played through it because now I understand. And yeah, I was down on like the narrative
True
stuff, but like
believer.
I think it was like chapter 6 onward. Original game's 12 chapters. They had a 13 chapter. From chapter 6 onwards, the game begins, and like. Like not as a Xenoblade fan, but as like a sci-fi fan, I really liked how this leans more into like sci-fi stuff.
Very cool.
Like the concepts for it, I was like, I really like this. I'm kind of regret. I mean, maybe I don't regret it because apparently it was like a worse experience on Wii U. I might have been miserable, but like I'm glad I actually played through the entirety of this one.
Hell
And
yeah,
I
don't
would
skip it. Don't sleep on
Yeah.
Xeno. Also this week, what do you got for us, Bloodworth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last week we complained about EA halting development on future rally games from Codemasters.
Yes.
And this week is the dreaded confirmation
Here we go.
that will indeed lead to layoffs. We don't have any kind of numbers yet. Some staff are going to be, quote, redeployed to other parts of EA, but it only furthers the sad news and, realization that this world-leading team
Yeah.
is basically being broken apart one
World-leading.
way or another.
It's a really good way to put it. It's
Yeah.
really upsetting.
Yeah. Matt Pescatella confirmed that in its first week, Oblivion Remastered already became the third best-selling game
Lol.
of 2025 in the U.S.
Lol.
Also, Clair Obscure Expedition 33 has now crossed the 2 million mark in
Sick.
sales,
Get it.
and Split Fiction has crossed 4 million copies.
Get it.
nice.
Yeah.
Feels good.
Yeah, it feels good.
Feels good.
Yeah, it's some feel good games right there.
Yeah.
Play this. I wanna know if Huber's already familiar with Fujimi Kaido. If you're interested in Fujimi Kaido. Forza Motorsport is celebrating 20 years by bringing Fujimi Kaido, the long-requested track, back as one of the classic tracks in the earlier Forza games.
Sick.
On the side of a Japanese mountain.
Fucking dope.
Lots of drifting.
Yeah, dude. Initial D
DK?
right here.
Oh, yeah.
DK showing up?
Straight up. Drift King.
And yeah, and this is
Drift
all
King.
like supposedly, captured in game.
So insane.
So great. And yeah, this is a free update to all players to celebrate the 20th anniversary
badass.
of the series.
And this is coming to Forza
Motorsport.
How old is that one?
That one, I don't know, it's like 2 or 3 years after Horizon 5, something like that.
And that's the newest one.
It's like, yeah, it's the newest Motorsport.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, so people have been waiting for this for a long time. It's been absent from the track list in
Too
more
long.
recent games for a long time.
So this is a
it's
huge deal.
Huge, long time coming.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, because it was such a fan favorite.
Got so many
back in the
games,
day.
dude. I can't hop into Forza, dude. Come on now. God. It's insane. Jeez.
Interesting business news. I don't know this guy at all, but Stéphane Tétrault, a prominent French-Canadian entrepreneur, has officially acquired Electronics Boutique Canada Incorporated, also known as GameStop Canada,
Electronics Boutique.
from GameStop Global.
Whoa.
So yeah, so now
Interesting.
yeah,
EB Games.
GameStop has sold their
EB
Canadian
Games.
branch.
It's like, I thought they originally bought it. Yeah.
Yeah, so the chain will relaunch as EB Games Canada.
Sick.
Quote, a beloved
Loved
and
EB
iconic
Games.
name many Canadian gamers still associate with their earliest gaming experiences.
Loved EB Games.
This isn't just a business decision. It's about bringing something back that Canadians truly loved. We're going to build something special here with community, nostalgia, and innovation at its heart. EB Games Canada, which had originally been rebranded to GameStop Canada in 2021, which not that long ago, will now return to its roots with a fresh identity that merges classic elements with modern retail experiences. Plans for the revamped EB Games include enhanced in-store events, expanded product lines, deeper integration with pop culture brands, and renewed focus on Canadians.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you go.
Sick. Shout out.
You had EB Games over here too? Because we had it
Yeah.
where I grew up.
We had one.
It was one of the things that GameStop swallowed up, along with Funko Land. And
Yeah.
all that.
Oh, dude, we had a Funko Land too.
The manager at the EB Games by my house was the nicest man ever, dude. My mom was such good friends with him that he just let me return fully opened games no problem. I only did it 2 or 3 times because I didn't know what I bought something and
Right.
I was I didn't know it was this, as crazy as that sounds. It's I didn't know the game was like this, an innocent actual mistake. He's you traded in for someone else. It's dude, you're amazing. Thank
Yeah.
you.
And that's
So
why they
awesome.
went out of business.
I know, right? Yeah, seriously.
Well, they got bought by GameStop. Not exactly the same thing, but yeah.
It's worse.
But in Canada, it is no longer GameStop's. It's Stephen's.
Jack Stephen.
All right, roll this footage of this brand new video game.
Yo.
Makoto Wada and Yuzo Koshiro
Yup.
announced Earthyawn,
Let's go.
a brand new side-scrolling shooter that they were quick to correct is not a bullet hell.
Yeah.
Dude,
That's
this
a
looks tight.
Yeah, it looks sick as fuck.
subgenre, right? It will
Yeah,
be
bullet
coming.
hell I suck at. Shmup
uh,
I can do.
It will be coming later this year to PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Nintendo Switch, and yes, the
Switch
Sega
2.
Genesis.
Oh, dude, that's
Oh.
so sick.
What?
That's
That
so
is
sick.
tight.
I gotta get a Sega version.
That would be hilarious if the Genesis version runs better than the OG Switch version. Because it's optimized.
Yes. How is the music in the trailer, Bildrith?
I posted
got-
it days ago. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah,
But
you got
anyways,
Yuzo in there. I'm
yeah.
sure it'll rip.
If you're not familiar with Yuzo Koshiro, you should fix that right away.
Yeah.
As he is the celebrated composer behind Streets of Rage and ActRaiser, as well as many other games.
Like
Dude,
Etrian
this
Odyssey
is
as
gonna be
well.
sick.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, this game looks so amazing.
The pixel art is amazing.
Yeah. The last like great shmup I played, I feel like, was Ikaruga when they remastered it or like re-released it, and Velocity 2X. I really like that one. You can like get off your little ship and like run around.
Nice.
Super cool game.
I like Blaster Master. Yeah.
Blaster Master.
Right. Yep.
And then they just had the Gradius collection, right?
I don't think it's out yet.
Okay.
They announced it. It's not it's still on the way. Yeah.
That is what I want.
Yeah.
Yes, and this.
This is another in a long line of game logos that take you 30 seconds to figure out what it actually says.
Yeah, it's not Earth Lion, right?
Yeah, what?
Eartheon.
Yeah.
Oh, the logo. Yes, the logo is
Eartheon.
crazy.
The logo is banana.
The word itself is tricky, and then you look at the logo
Yeah.
and you're like, what is it?
Isla, it's a visual nightmare.
It's a visual nightmare.
But
the game looks
But there's an
incredible.
Earth at the top.
Oh.
Awesome. Can't wait. Day one. I'm getting that day one. I'm in. Oh. It's time.
Oh.
It's time for Love and Respect. Love and respect.
Respect.
All right. From Michael James Hudson Kohlmeyer. Good day. Just a quick one. With Gears of War Reloaded just being the first game, I'm curious if Xbox is leaning into these remasters to help fill out Game Pass. We've already had Oblivion and Ninja Gaiden 2 Black this year. This one feels a little different because of it coming to PlayStation. I know the other ones did,
Yeah.
but just this coming to PlayStation feels like a thing, you know? But I mean, I'm sure filling out Game Pass with legendary classics is always a good thing.
I don't know if it's necessarily about Game Pass specifically, although everything under Xbox is about Game Pass in one way or another.
Yeah.
But obviously, you know, they're not the only ones doing it, right? Like, just got Days Gone remastered.
I cannot stop playing Days Gone.
Until
Oh my
Dawn
God.
remastered for some reason, right?
Mm-hmm.
Last of Us very famously,
Yes,
you know,
yes.
so it's definitely a thing that, you know, people have seen as like, this is a good way to kind of pad out the time and budget for the AAA side of things. It's like, okay, let's get some remasters in there. Let's get some things updated one way or another.
Especially the 20th anniversary is coming
20th
up.
anniversary coming up. Yeah, like that's
So,
a good
really good time for
argument
this.
for 2 and 3,
Yep.
you know, to come along.
To me, remasters are like perfect for something like Game Pass because,
Yeah.
and a good argument for Game Pass because, you know, to me, buying a remaster of a game I played to death
Sure.
is like, it's a curiosity. I'm like, oh yeah, I could jump into that, but I'm not likely to like play the whole thing, right? But if it's on Game Pass, like
Yeah, might as
I'll
well.
download it, whatever. Or you know, like when I was
Yeah.
convincing my friend to get Game Pass the other day, I was like, you could jump into Oblivion for 20 minutes. It doesn't matter. Like, you know, cancel after a month, like whatever. So I definitely think it doesn't hurt. That's for sure.
I mean, Croc just came out.
Dude, Croc! I gotta play
Croc!
Croc. Is that on Game Pass?
I don't know if it's on Game Pass, but I might still have the code.
Croc, dude.
I love
it just
Croc,
came
bro.
out.
Yeah, let me see if I still have it.
Huber and I are gonna have a knife fight, and the winner gets Croc.
I
You
still
can
have it. I have
Croc.
not done that yet for this
Dude, it
month.
came out a
Isla.
month ago.
It came out
What?
on the April 2nd.
No
Yep.
way.
I don't want to. I'll take it, but I don't want any responsibility.
No, you don't because it's not.
Don't make me
was
talk about it.
unsolicited. Unsolicited.
Can I still
Whoa.
fight? Can I still have a knife fight with Huber about it?
I mean, you can do whatever you want with it. You're not barred from.
The
doing
gamer
something with
says
it.
Croc's back in a remaster that improves on the original in every way.
Dude, them's knife fighting words, man.
If you love OG Croc as a game, you will love this,
Yeah, what
says
a game,
Reddit. Hype,
I
dude.
love Croc.
That's
I
hype.
was obsessed with Croc. I had Croc on the PlayStation. I still like. I would just look at the cover of the disc sometimes and be like,
Jolly
Yo, Croc.
cover.
Croc is delightful.
Wow, dude, the last Croc were mobile games in 2006.
Oh, that's right. This came from Argonaut.
Croc has
Argonaut
been
actually
gone
brought this
for
back.
so long.
Oh, Argonaut. Wow.
Yeah, the original Star Fox.
Yo, this is a
creator.
Croc
Yeah.
podcast now.
Right?
The croc cast. All croc and knife fighting.
Croc, dude. Sick. Very, very cool. Croc is back. Okay.
And
Next.
Croc is in Isla's inbox
Boom.
right now.
Merry
Oh,
Christmas
shit.
and happy holidays.
I'm peeling out. You hear my car leaving?
Yo, I expect at least a 3-minute take on Croc from you next week.
She specifically
3 minutes.
said that's what
No.
she didn't want.
3 minutes.
But it's not me.
Not even 2 minutes. We
It's
just
the
we
host.
wanted
It's the host call.
we want a Croc check-in, don't we,
Legend
chat?
of the Gobos,
We
dude.
chat. We need this. We need this. I was gonna be like, "Yo, Croc Goaty."
It's a contentious year for Goaty already. The Croc's in the conversation.
Damiani, do you have any comments on remasters that we have?
Damiani,
we're
talk
good.
to us about Croc, bro. Let's go.
Croc.
We're having a Croc talk.
Never played Croc. I missed out.
I don't think I have.
Crazy.
Yo, you
I definitely
guys,
rented it.
Croc's pretty sick.
It was definitely a rental for sure. From Chris Irely, greetings and salutations, allies. With Microsoft's announcements of increasing console and game prices, Lord help us, it seems like it's getting harder and more expensive to be a gamer these days. While I personally could afford $80 games, on principle, I refuse. But I'm sure there are a lot of people who just can't afford those prices at all.
Yeah.
So I have a few questions in regard to these price increases. Do you think these prices are here to stay? Or is there a chance this is only temporary? Do you think Sony will follow up soon? While I expect the console will probably go up here like it has everywhere else, I'm hoping they won't increase game prices as a marketing maneuver and earn some goodwill, especially now that EA said they wouldn't increase their pricing on games. I'm hoping that can happen. And finally, what are your thoughts on the possible long-term ramifications that will have on the industry as a whole? Do we think the industry is going to implode in the future? With an audience not growing and other forms of entertainment taking time from games, do these prices drive away people from being a gamer anymore? Thanks for your time and introspection. So, what do we think about the price increases?
Yeah.
Are they temporary? Will Sony follow up? And just your overall thoughts on the industry.
Yeah.
Being
Yes
expensive.
to a lot of these things. But not temporary.
Yeah, I was gonna say, except for no to will they go back down?
Yeah, they will not go
Once
back.
they're
down.
up,
well,
they don't.
But here's the thing about them not going back down. It's going to be very interesting to see how other publishers follow up on this.
Yeah.
Because for one, Microsoft has said that they will have first-party games that go to $80. They haven't told us which games.
Yeah.
We haven't had a game named. They've just said this is going to happen. Expect this to happen.
Yeah.
We don't know. Somebody, I'm sorry, I don't remember who, had asked Doug Bowser about this with Mario Kart pricing and stuff. And he was basically saying this is, it's not an indicator that all of our games are going to be $80. This is an indicator of price variability.
The ones that they know they can exploit you for.
Yeah, or in his, PR speak,
Yeah.
if you want to call it that, or actual justification.
He knows
however you
we
wanna
want
see it. He's talking about looking at, the breadth of the experience and the development
Blood.
and all
All
of that
I'm
stuff.
hearing is 1,000 a day, 10,000 a day. People will pay it. That's
But
all I'm
what he's
hearing.
saying though,
Except Nintendo never has coupon days.
Yeah.
but they do, but it's not as much as some of the others. But the
No player's choice.
but what basically he's saying is and he was pointing out to look at Mario Kart is $80, but then Donkey Kong is still $70,
Yeah.
right? But then of course we get
Still
some of these
70.
we get some of these Switch 2 editions that are also $80 as well, because it's well, you're getting the whole game and you're getting this whole DLC, even though the new the game is an older game, right?
Yeah.
And you're getting the upgrade, whatever. So it's definitely interesting. So yeah, not temporary, not going to go away. And part of the reason, and I wish I could remember all these things off the top of my head, but who said this? I don't remember who said this. But somebody was talking about basically the stretch that we had $60 for such a long time was essentially because, the the inflation or the buying power wasn't really changing throughout that period. And so the time it took to get from $60 to $70, like things were pretty calm overall.
Yeah.
And now we're in this period where like inflation
No,
has
chaos.
shot up
Yeah,
on everything.
chaos.
And in the background, the development costs have gone into the hundreds of millions on things.
Yeah.
And so it's just at this point where it's like, it's got to go again because everything has just shifted so much that this is where, publishers are feeling like, they've got to, if not make this jump on everything, make it on the things where they think like, well, we've invested a lot in this, then we're going to charge a little bit more. GTA 6 is probably going to be $80, with a $120 collector's edition. But, yeah. So those are kind of some of my thoughts there.
I mean, it's such an interesting kind of question because, like, if everyone could be trusted to be, honest and whatever, there would be some kind of equation where it's like, okay, here's your game's budget and, like, estimated value to the consumer, and, like, blah, 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 that means it costs this much, right? But, like, outside factors and politics notwithstanding, like, there is a ceiling for games that the consumers will stop paying eventually.
Yeah.
Like
$100 game is like GTA. I would even pause how insane that sounds. Like if a GTA was really $100 minimum, I would be like, wait a minute.
I do think.
Wait a minute here.
I think psychologically in the current economy, I think $100. Like once you get into the trip dig,
that's just psychologically.
People's brains psychologically are like, I can't pay that. But like.
Well,
$90 games, $99
infomercials still
games.
somehow manage to make things, $19.99.
Yeah,
it's like
$99.99.
they try to do that. It's like.
But I mean, also like as a few people in chat pointed out, Europe and especially Australia, they've been paying $80 equivalent or more for games for years.
So crazy.
And like, it's just a reflection of different money in different economies.
Yeah,
US dollars.
Market perception, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's why you can't just like convert something from one country to another because it's like, well, what do people expect in this country?
Exactly. Yeah.
That's why like budget and value are not the same thing.
But I was just talking about it with the bodega guy because the little sleeve of Oreos that I buy from him when Blood doesn't provide.
Hey, they didn't have them last time. That's why I got the combo
I know,
pack.
you got that weird combo pack. Gabby was okay. She likes Chips Ahoy, I guess. Anyway, but those sleeves have 4 cookies instead of 6 now, which is probably better for my figure. But, for the same price, I'm getting 2 less cookies.
Yeah.
And that's shrinkflation right there. And then also I bought, I don't know, I finished it, but I bought that Perrier or whatever.
Perrier.
And that's getting hit by tariffs. I didn't even realize that. The bodega guy was like, yeah, that costs $1 more now, by the way. And I was like, oh, shoot. I was like, I didn't even think about that. Like,
crap.
Heavens to Murgatroyd,
It's crazy.
Anyways, video games are going to get hit with all that, too. So it's like...
Anyways,
whatever.
The game for the people, the feel-good hit of the
Mafia,
summer,
the Old
Mafia, the
Country,
Old Country, is
$50.
only $50. Let's go.
How do they do it?
Incredible value.
Incredible value. Leading by example. Let's go.
But there's a weird flip side to that, though, too, Huber, because, like, sure, Unreal looks good, and like it's there's a pricing model built into that, so like maybe it's cheaper to make a game that looks incredible now than it used to be. But like, does making Mafia: The Old Country $50 decrease its perceived value in the eyes of the consumer?
I think you nailed it with the length. I think it'll be short.
I think it would be a smart play for them to not in a trailer or something, but like. I think it would be a smart play like a month before that game comes out if they just say like, it's 10 hours.
Yeah.
And then that would make people understand that price. Because right now, I think there will be a subset of the consumer group that'll be like, does this game suck? Why is it $50?
Yeah, right? Like you get you see a $10 Gucci bag, something's up.
Mafia deserves Mafia deserves a win. All the stars have aligned for this moment, Mafia. It is your time. It is your time. Let's play a game. Da-da-da. James Horner. It's time. Oh, from G the Finger. It's time for another round of Either Or, the game where you must differentiate video game trivia from seemingly irrelevant topics. Below are 10 names, and for each one, I want you to tell me if it's the name of a level from the Doom series or the name of a popular fast food item that was put in a random language in Google Translate 20 different times.
Oh, what?
20 times.
Adoration and
Retranslated it
admiration.
20 times. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
What's going on?
I want to make sure I'm getting this right. Okay. All right. The first one is 5 barrels. Now, is that a
Oh, crap.
or is that a level from Doom or a popular fast food item?
So is it a food
Oh, it's
item
been
or a chain?
item.
Because I was thinking that could be like Five Guys that
Yeah,
got
I think it
translated
could be
somehow.
Five Guys, but then
It's an item.
Okay.
but then it's Five Guys have a
Yeah, like
5 fries or 5
I'm gonna say it's an item.
5 barrel.
fast food items.
I'm leaning towards
Fast
food, but I
I'm gonna go
want
Doom
to
level.
try and guess what it specifically is.
Damiani, I've got it right here. It is a beefy 5-layer burrito.
Burrito. Damn it! I knew it. I was like, it's something from Taco Bell, I think. But
Okay, wait,
what is
so-
it? I was like,
So
Because I was
we're
thinking
dealing
nuggets. I'm
with-
like, I'll go. It's not nuggets. Not nugget thing. It's got to be something else.
So
God, I was like,
translating
what is the
something-
5 thing at Taco Bell? 5-layer burrito. That was
Yes.
it. Damn it.
They must just have a randomized button and you just keeps clicking it
But
20
yeah,
times.
translating it 20 times really gets you somewhere different.
Yeah.
Is what I've learned here today.
All right, this next one. Burnt offerings.
Level.
Sounds like such a Doom level.
Although it could be
I-
charbroiled like steak or something.
Yeah, there's burnt tips in barbecue places.
Oh, yeah.
There's burnt tips. That's
Ooh.
definitely a
Because
Because
barbecue
tips
thing.
are offerings.
yeah.
Damiani swayed me, dude.
Okay.
But I don't. That
Okay.
could be a name. That
Fast
sounds
food,
like
fast
just like a
food.
name of a level.
It's a both.
But like, I feel like it has to be more famous. This is a barbecue thing, but like it has to be like at a specific barbecue place, and then like sometimes be a specific name of an item at one of these places. And I don't think that's too generic. That's like saying brisket or getting like ribs.
They just said fast food item. They didn't say like a named thing.
Oh, that stinks. It should be like quarter pounder or like yeah, it needs to be the Big Mac or famous name.
You hear that, G the Finger? Damiani hates your game.
No, they've got some Damiani. They've got some. They
Okay,
give some
all right.
specific
Okay,
food items.
okay.
Everyone's a winner.
Everyone's a winner.
Okay.
All right, I think this one's food,
Okay.
but also a level.
It is Doom 64.
Whoa! Oh, it's all the Dooms. Okay.
Okay.
All right, next up, the rack.
The what?
The rack.
The rack?
The rack.
The rack. I mean, that's a torture device, so it could easily be a Doom level.
I'm gonna go Doom this time.
Yeah.
It is Doom, and it is
Nice.
Legacy of Rust. Is that like
Okay.
a Doom expansion,
What
right?
is that?
I think that's one of those
Legacy
One of those like level
Rust.
packs,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
24,
2024,
dude.
dude.
So sick.
ID
That was the
24.
night dive one. Oh, so sick.
It's so cool how they did that.
So cool. Okay, next up, in 2 parts.
2 parts.
In 2 parts.
Oh, that's the
That's the
the
thing.
prompt.
That's
Oh,
the name.
in 2 parts.
In
was-
2 parts.
I was waiting for part 1.
2 parts.
In 2
I think
parts.
that's food.
Go food.
Yeah, food.
Food?
Item. What's the item?
What is the item?
You don't need to
Damiani?
know the item. You just need to know if it's
Damiani
food
wants
or
the
not.
item for this. Damiani wants it. What is the item?
2
In 2
parts.
parts. Oh. You have 4 seconds.
Just tell me it. I'm gonna.
That is fast food. That is a double-double.
Oh, damn it! Someone in chat guessed that. They said Tim Hortons double before you said it. Who was that?
Double-double.
Let me see. Not weirder got that.
All right, next up, halfway home. Maximal.
Maximal.
And just to be clear, the Doom levels have not been translated 20 times.
Right.
I'll say Doom level.
The Whopper.
this could be the Whopper, or this could be like endless breadsticks, or like infinite shrimp, or something.
This one is gonna trip you out. This is fast food.
Yeah, fast food.
What is it? What is it?
Yeah,
Oh my
I'm
god, I
so
gotta
sorry,
know.
fast food, then.
This is fast food. Jimmy John's Gargantuan.
Oh, I would never. I don't go to Jimmy John's. I never get that.
Yeah. All right, the next one. Super Gore Nest.
Oh, that's
Doom.
That's Doom 100%.
Yeah. That's the legendary Doom Eternal level. That is a tough one.
Do maternal.
The Super Gore Nest, not
I don't
for the
think-
faint of heart.
I don't think I would eat something that could be translated to super gore nest.
It's extreme. Okay. The Pain Labs.
That sounds like a
That
Doom
sounds like a
level.
Doom
Doom
level,
3?
too.
Damiani.
The Pain Labs.
What the heck would you? How could that be from food?
I really hope it's food.
Lab.
You have 4 seconds.
It's a burger.
Isla, you were almost bullseye. It is Doom 2.
Ah,
Right there.
it felt in that era.
All right, 3 more. Reduce the 4th.
Oh, quarter pounder.
Yeah, quarter pounder.
Yeah, quarter
like,
pounder, yeah.
I'm gonna give
light? I don't know.
I'm gonna give it to you. It is specifically the double quarter pounder.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
That would increase the
Give it to
fourth.
you.
Reduce the fourth. Well, if it reduced the fourth, it meant like a half, like the double
Oh,
quarter
yeah.
pounder, right?
oh yeah.
I don't know. Reduce the fraction.
Royale with cheese.
Royale with cheese. All right, 2 more. Limbo.
That's got to be a level.
I think that's a Doom level.
If that's a name of a food translation, it's amazing.
yeah,
The
I would
Doom.
eat that.
Tell me the food.
It is Doom from Ultimate
Okay.
Doom.
Okay.
And lastly, We Are Nails.
That's a Quake level.
Yeah. You're so right.
I would say it's
That sounds like
chicken
food.
fingers. Chicken fingers.
No.
Or fish fingers. Fingers somehow.
We Are Nails.
We Are Nails.
What you said chicken fingers. What are
Yeah.
the what are the chicken fries at Burger King?
Damiani, I'm going to need you to give Isla your Raising Cane's badge because that is a 3-finger combo with toast.
So Hubert,
There we go.
I was about to say Caniac combo is a joke. I was about to say Caniac combo, but I didn't believe it was it. So just because I was like, they're
We
probably
Are
put a Raising
Nails?
Cane's on
We Are
here,
Nails.
but that didn't sound like Cane's. But I want to say Caniac combo, but like then Isla said her thing. I was like, oh, well, maybe it is Burger King like chicken fries.
We
finger
got a
fries,
knife
right?
fight, Damiani. What's he getting? SGF knife fight, dude.
Will there be a rise of knife fights because of Mafia, the old country?
Yes.
Like,
People will take the $20 they save
What is
from
your
buying the
3-finger
game and buy
combo?
knives and then fight each other with them.
So I only know the Caniac and box. I don't even know what the real name of the three.
Oh,
one,
here he
'cause I-
goes.
Yeah, you're right.
What is actually-
I think it is just a 3-finger combo.
Is it really?
Yeah,
You know,
3-finger
I just-
box Caniac.
Box and Caniac, yeah.
Yeah,
And they have
yeah.
a sandwich, which is like strips on bread, which is
Yeah.
like, don't know why I even do that. It's weird.
Oh, that was so great. Thank you, G the Finger. That's a fun one. Combining video games and food is always a win at Easy Allies. That is for sure.
It's time to remake Burger King.
By the way, before we get to this week's bets, Easy Allies patrons are getting 2 bonus love and respect questions, including some thoughts on GTA expansions. Shout out Lost in the Damned and Ballad of Gay Tony. Holy crap.
Save it.
So if you want to get in on that extended cut, become a $5 patron at patreon.com/easyallies. You'll also get this podcast 2 days early and ad-free. You get into the official Discord, and you can submit questions to Love and Respect. Not only do we need your support, we need your questions. So get in there. Ask us anything within reason. And if you really want to help us out, you can join one of our producer tiers. Our platinum producers get a shout out on this podcast each and every week. This month's shout outs go to Jaboabs, and Elthanis. Shout out!
Wow.
Now come join us on Patreon for those bonus questions. They're gonna be good. That's patreon.com/easyallies. All right. We will get to those. I'm sorry, I do it every time. Doesn't matter.
It's not even on the script
I know. I want chat to know. So chat knows.
Arby's launches new
Chat
prime rib
knows.
steak
Chat
Chat
nuggets.
knows. You just said
want-
we're shooting them later. That's what that section is for.
I just want you to
Arby's
know,
introducing their own unique take.
I just want
I'm
you to
leaving
know.
this
steak
in.
nuggets.
I'm editing this one. It's staying
Yeah,
in.
leave it in.
I also covered your face with Kate Bush for a second accidentally, and that's
What?
staying in.
Hell yeah. Kate Bush hype. The Pointer Sisters. Let's go.
Totally automatic. Automatic. Good song.
This week's bet. Doom.
You didn't even say time for beds.
Time for bets. Bets. This week's bet. Doom the Dark Ages is coming out next week. This time next week, how many kills will be on the Doom Twitter account from now until now next week? You know what I'm saying?
When will then be now?
Damiani, the arrogant child.
3.
Three. Okay.
Whoa.
Awesome.
Conservative bet
Confident
here.
bet.
The Wicked Worm, Daniel Bloodworth.
I thought I was getting the low and I was wrong. 9.
Wow. Holy crap. Can I redo my bet? The Whimsical Scum, Isla.
66, Huber.
66!
Yeah, that's right. Couldn't do 666 because that's insane. But
Thank goodness Punish Castellanos cannot bet.
yeah,
This is amazing.
fix is in, dude.
Automatic loss for Punish Castellanos. Yeah.
When I shivved him in our knife fight, I was like, "Am I doing the wrong thing?" And then I was like, "Wait, I get the better chance at the bet."
Strange Valentine, Gabby. 60?
60.
Good bet. Good bet.
I edged you out.
And the Fancy Stars member myself, 42 kills.
Oh.
Nice.
42 kills.
No, if the answer is 0, Damiani wins.
If the answer is 0, Damiani
Yep.
wins.
Don cannot
Yeah.
score a point.
Yeah.
There's no way. I know you want him to, Chad, but you can't do it.
Don cannot.
Life finds a way.
He finds a way.
Last week's bet. Thunderbolts
Hell
came
yeah,
out
dude. Hell
and
yeah.
it freaking rips.
I enjoyed it.
Oh, it was a fun one. What will the box office be this time next week, we asked, according to Box Office Mojo. Damiani said $92 million. Daniel Bloodworth said $97 million. Isla said $112 million. Don said 45. Gabby said 115. And I said 88. The actual retail price is over 173 million,
It's
putting
177 right now.
Gabby the Strange Valentine on the board.
You got a point. You got a point.
Winner. So now me and you are tied. You are there. We have arrived, Gabby. We have arrived in the bets. Good shit. Yeah, 177 you said, Isla?
Currently, I just looked.
Nice. Good
It's a
stuff.
good picture. It's a good picture.
It is. It is a good one. It gives me hope
Nice.
for the future of the MCU.
Back to
Truly.
basics, dude.
Yeah.
This is what they should have done. This right after Endgame. Just
Yeah.
like a back to basics, kind of contained, character-driven.
The craziest thing, Isla, is like, wow, after this movie, I actually care about MCU characters again.
Yeah. What?
That's the
Imagine
takeaway.
that. That's
Yeah.
a novelty.
Yeah. All right. We shot Doom the Dark Ages impressions. Those will be going up soonish.
I cut them.
Yes.
They're finished.
Great. And also, Bloodworth got to see Hell Is Us.
Yeah. At the studio in Montreal.
At the studio in Montreal. So we get to talk about that as well.
Yeah, we shot it, but we have to hold it for a bit.
Yeah.
Because they got to go. They got to show people in Europe. They got to do all kinds of fun things.
Nice.
Yeah.
Also, big news here. The Easy A SGF meetup. Are you ready? Grab your pen and pad.
Or go to patreon.com/easyallies. It's just a pinned post.
Grab a pen and pad. Are you ready? Are you ready now? Thursday, June 5th, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Good People Coffee Co. on Santa Monica Boulevard. Like Blood said, you can go to patreon.com/easyallies for all the details. But Good People Coffee Co. 11 a.m.
And please buy
June
food and drink.
5th. Isla, you're really good at that.
Yeah, they're giving us a space, no charge. So buy
food and
buy all
drinks,
the
yeah.
things. Yeah.
Yes, I will be throwing back some coffees for sure. Of course, fresh
And
brews.
that's the day the Switch 2 comes out. So some of us will have to get our Switch 2s and then go to that, and then go back here and play a Switch 2 because we're doing a big Switch 2 stream that night.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Mario Kart. We're so close. It's like crazy how close that is. Holy crap.
Yeah.
It's like less than a month.
That is alarming.
Yep.
I'm alarmed. The Strange Valentine, Gabby, you get to shout out to anything like Alita Battle Angel or anyone that is on your mind this week. You get the final word and you get to sign off with your trademark sign off. Take it away.
Also make your sound because he didn't let you do that.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, make your sound. I'm sorry.
You want to push this? Yeah. Make my sound first.
Yeah.
Whatever.
That's my sound.
Oh, I like it.
I was like, what are you again?
Like a heartbeat.
I guess. Yeah.
I like it.
And then what do I have to do?
You get to shout out to anything or anyone that's on your mind this week. You get the final word, and you get to sign off with your trademark sign off.
Okay, shout out to. I never get to do this, so I don't.
Take your time. Soak it up. This is your first point. Soak it up. Take your time.
My
No
final
pressure.
word is I'm really excited for Mafia.
Yeah.
Or no, I'm gonna shout out to Mafia. And Mafia stuff like The Godfather.
Hell yeah.
Watch The Godfather Part 3 Coda version.
Yeah, real
Andy
one.
Garcia sexy. Then my final word is play Grand Theft Auto 5. Watch the Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer. Enjoy it. Listen to the Pointer Sisters. And my sign off?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing is true, everything is permitted. Get the dream egg from the Moogle Chocobo Carnival to unlock the Master Assassin's robes for Noctis.
So this is a Croc podcast now.
Right?
The Croc
Croc
cast.
cast.
All croc and knife fighting.